Okay. Who's presenting? Can you please explain? So you say that you have a nodal procurement officer, Srimati Vindhya, but there is no nodal finance officer. Whereas we just discussed that the position of procurement officer is vacant. So could you please explain this to us? Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, Srimati Vindhya was looking after the procurement, sir. Currently, from this month, she has submitted the resignation and it's vacant, sir. And Mr.
Okay,
sir.
So kindly remove the name of the person from there, and then you can reflect it as that this is not, nobody is available, or maybe whoever is filling up, that name should appear.
Okay.
Okay,
madam.
Please revise.
Please revise the slide as suggested.
So my other question is, we see that there are no office procurement or officers at the DPMU level. So is there no procurement happening at DPMU level? Everything is being done at SPMU?
Yes, madam. Currently, everything is done at SPMU level. Only hiring of vehicles is being decentralized and it is being done at DPMU level, madam.
Hiring of what?
Hiring of vehicles, madam.
Okay.
Only that one part is being handled by DPMU. Rest of all, it is been centralized and it is been done at the SPMU level only.
What is the role of line departments? I see almost 7-8 line departments mentioned here. So how are they engaged?
Ma'am, mainly in the preparation of water security plan they are involved, and then the execution of this water security plan through convergence and by utilizing the incentive fund.
Karnataka?
Yes, ma'am.
And everybody is expected to stick to that requirement of the KTTP Act.
Yes. All the line departments are following that only, and while releasing the incentive fund also, we are putting a condition that they are supposed to follow that.
So that is one part, but also they are supposed to follow certain requirements which are there for bank funding, which is related to the anti-corruption guideline and the non-inclusion of any debarred firms. Are they kind of doing those checks also?
Yes, ma'am. All the checks they are following.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Puneet, if you have any more questions on this, thanks.
Yes. Sorry, just one small clarification. What are the activities done by the power department?
So, power department is taking up agriculture feeder separation work, sir.
Agriculture feeder separation?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something new which we are hearing. I am not sure whether this is part of the program, and I will let Satya come in over here. Satya, is agriculture feeder separation part of this program? I haven't seen this anywhere.
Yeah, so just to clarify, can you hear me, Puneet?
So there is one line department, the power department, which the name is there included in this in the list of departments involved in the program, and ma'am has explained that power department would be involved in the agriculture feeder separation.
Yeah, so Puneet, Satya here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, well, we do not know the details of what ma'am has said. There is no power separation to be covered. However, if power department has feeder separated, and then from there they can certainly have either solar, and already have the, with solar they can have micro irrigations coupled, and then if feeder separation has done, then water can be, the power can be evacuated there with the feeder separation. So that provision is there, which is part of the program, which is very much there in the program guideline. So we will keep a tab on this. We haven't seen any details, just for the namesake it is there, just to mention that.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. So you can please revise the slide showing the name of the finance officer presently, and you can say that the procurement officer's position is currently vacant.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, please go on to the next slide.
But it may be good to know, since we are on the
So
topic,
I have a couple
maybe it is good to know, Puneet, maybe it is good to
Yes.
know when is the procurement, is this in the procurement officer recruitment is in the process?
Yes.
When are we expecting them?
Interviewed 2 to 3 members.
Okay, you have already interviewed.
Can you please tell us by if the recruitment of the procurement officer is in process and by when it is by when he or she is likely to be onboarded?
Another 15 days.
So maybe by February they will have it, or by February 15 latest. Seems to have, they have already interviewed and it is in the process. Back to you, Puneet.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So on this funds flow and expenditure slide, I have a couple of clarifications. One is that you are showing expenditure for program component as 2387.63 lakhs and an incentive component which you say that it is expenditure incurred of 314.7. So while these two figures are appearing in the audited financial statements, 314.7 does not appear in your EAT03. Could you please explain this to me?
Sir, this matter was taken up with the PFMS also. Currently, we are not able to see the expenditure in EAT03, but M16, there is another report, sir. In that, we can see each PIU level balance and expenditure also, sir. But so, that also is currently under construction. And as we got the information from PFMS office, that will going to be ready by next month, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Ravi, I missed a couple of words in between. You said that you were in touch with the PFMS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and what have they told you?
They told that you can pull up the reports under M16, sir. M16, that is a hierarchy bank balance. There we are getting all the expenditures, sir, at one single report.
So please confirm that this expenditure of 314.7 was actually entered by the land department or whosoever has been given the advance on PFMS, and I don't see that this is appearing in the EATs with the advance on PFMS, and I don't see that this is appearing in the EAT03. But you said that M16 is there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
I am
aware of M16.
Yes, sir.
So can you please share a printout of M16?
Okay, sir. Sir, that is also under construction since from 1 month. Once it is done, sir, we will share it, sir.
Yes, Mr. Basa, I think you need to come in over here. Please
yes,
come.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, EAT summary downloaded from NPMU credentials. We are getting there, sir, incentive expenditure under EAP component. But it was wrongly booked in other head, sir. And we have already communicated to states that they will rectify this entry. So the status of rectification is not yet received from SPMU, but it is reflecting in consolidated EAT downloaded from NPMU, sir.
Okay, so the printout which you shared with us, you saying that it is included over there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, although I don't see it. Okay, so you are aware of this? So this is inter-head issue or what?
Yes, sir. In EAP component, they are booking under the head training and ISC and also the professional consultancies. Just we ask some clarification whether incentive fund is being used for these purposes.
Okay. So how would they make the required changes in PFMS now for the last year? Is there any provision for doing an inter-head change?
That expenditure was booked before CNA, sir. Now CNA is implemented.
Right.
I don't think that expenditure will be reversed.
Okay, so that this is going to be an issue because if the expenditure statement doesn't show 314.7, then it might be a problem. Anyway, so if you are aware of this issue, then let's discuss this between us
yes,
when we meet and discuss the other points, right? Okay,
yes,
so we'll park it over. We'll just park this issue for the time being, and then let me go to the other point. Okay, so again, Mr. Ravi, for the year 2022-23, you are showing an expenditure of 1335.52 under program and 783 under incentive, but your EAT03 which you have shared shows an expenditure of only 9.3 and 1494.7 respectively. So can you please explain why you're having different figures in your presentation and different figures in PPT?
Sir, as previously said, sir, that EAT03 report is not generating correctly, sir. Once that M16 is done, we will share you the correct figure, sir.
Okay, okay. So please share a soft copy of M16 for 21-22.
Yes, sir.
And for 22-23 up to November, so that we are able to see.
Yes, sir.
We can be able to appreciate what you are saying, and then we can take it up with the NPMU and maybe. With the
Sir, another
PFMS
issue is
later
that
on.
after CNA, we are getting only the expenditure which is booked after CNA, sir. This is also some issues going on.
Okay, we'll see that.
Yes, sir.
We are aware of that issue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so if anybody else has any observation on this, please come in, or we can go to the next slide then.
Sir, only one point, sir.
Yes, Basant.
The status of the rectification entry. What action they have taken now?
Okay,
For
please
the
ask
current
the
financial
question.
year, same problem is happening again, sir, in the 22-23.
Okay.
Same mistake is repeating again and again.
Sir, Pandey sir?
So, Mr. Ravi, can you respond to Mr. Basant's point? He says that despite advising you on the correct head, the SPMU is still booking.
No, sir. We have done a workshop
heads.
with all the line departments, and we have clearly guided them where should we book the expenditures and all. And from recently after CNA, sir, we are issuing them the guidelines also with where they should book the expenditures. Now it is not happening, sir.
Okay, so thanks for issuing the guidelines, and I would also suggest that you please follow up regularly, maybe on a monthly basis, to see that the line departments are following on the guidance given by you.
Yes, sir. We are following it on fortnightly issue.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
sir.
that's very good, because it will be very important, because the audited financial statement should match with your books of account, and if this such differences continue, then it might be a problem.
Okay,
so
sir.
I would suggest that you are going in the right way. Please continue to interact with the line departments and other departments who are using PFMS, and ensure that they are using the correct head of account, because then it will become a bit of a confusion if not. Right?
Okay, sir. Noted, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Puneet, I just have one quick query.
Please come in, ma'am.
This is regarding, when I look at the expenditure incurred in the program component, and then also the expenditure reflected for incentive component.
Yes.
Not sure if they are saying that the incentive component is being used for line departments.
Yeah.
Then should it not be reflected in the line departments instead of showing it as a separate thing? I am not really clear on this.
So sorry, I'm not sure I understood the question. So funds transferred to line departments.
There's a separate line item which talks about funds transferred to line department, which is 0 right now. But then it says
yes, I can explain that. Yes. Okay. So up till October, September 22, the line departments of amounts were physically transferred to their bank account. So if you see 21-22, an amount of 12 crores was transferred to the bank account of the line departments. And as and when they incur the expenditure is then advances adjusted and expenditure is accounted for. From October 22 onwards, with the introduction of the CNA, now they only have zero balance child accounts, and a limit is provided to the line department. There is no physical transfer of funds or any advances given to them. It's only limits which are given to them, and that is why you see the amount as 0 in the FY23 column, because the amount of advance has already been refunded back to the SPMU's account. So that is the reason. So any expenditure will be shown under item H, expenditure incurred for incentive component.
No. So my question is that, so the expenditure incurred for incentive component is basically a reflection of the funds that have been spent by line departments, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
Mainly, yes.
Yeah. So that is.
Yeah, that's what our understanding is also.
Yeah. So that is what the understanding is. So my question is that when we add up all of this, because this is an expenditure.
Yes.
Then when you add up this and what is reflected in the slides regarding the contracts which have been entered.
Yes.
There is a kind of inconsistency.
Mismatch. Yes. So let us. Let us go to that slide, and then we can come back to this point.
Come back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I know. I agree with you. Yes. Please go to the next slide, Raviji. Okay. So you have confirmed that you have not transitioned to central nodal account. maybe in the month of October, and now there is no physical transfer of funds, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have one query over here. You have shared the bank balance report from PFMS, and that bank balance report shows bank balance as nil and expenditure of only 643 lakhs.
Sir, that also was
these two figures are not matching with the previous slide which you have shown.
Sorry, sir. That report was also
Sorry,
not.
We can't hear you.
Sir,
Can you please speak in the mic? Yeah.
Sir, that report also was not generated in PFMS. Now they have given us a new link, sir. CNA.
No, so
now
sorry,
we have downloaded it, and I will share it to the
bank balance report which you shared with us. Was that generated from PFMS?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So why is it showing a zero balance?
Sir, that was due to some technical issues. Now they have issued a new link, sir. CNA.
No, wait, Mr. Ravi, let's understand this first. So, in case there is an issue with this particular report, have you escalated this to NPMU?
No, sir, we have not yet escalated, sir.
No, please. So my our suggestion would be that in case of any serious issue in PFMS which you are unable to resolve, please escalate the issue to NPMU so that NPMU is able to see whether the same issue is happening across other states or not, and then take it up with the PFMS cell.
Okay,
right?
sir. Okay, sir. Noted.
Please do that. This is very important because we understand that there are some problems with PFMS, but our statement should not start reflecting incorrect figures.
Okay.
That would be an issue.
Okay, sir.
So if you have another link has been shared and you are able to download the report, please share that report with us.
Sir, we will share it, sir. Definitely will share.
Yes, you can send it to NPMU along with the M16 which you mentioned earlier, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
Sir, okay, let's go to the next one, please. Okay, I have no point over here. We have already discussed. Anybody would like to come in, please do so. Okay, go ahead. Next slide, please. Okay, this is also very clear to me. I have no points to make.
No, I just have one quick query.
Please, go ahead.
Here they say mention offices covered in the latest internal audit, and DPMU's line department, and there's specific mention of certain DPMUs, which I see, Tumkar, Chikmagalur and all these. So if there are no activities happening here, I'm not able to understand the internal audit is for what. Is it only for financial activities or what is it? Can you please clarify what is this internal audit?
Ma'am, internal auditor just visited the DPMUs to check whether the deployed employees are...
Something is happening at DPMUs.
No, madam.
Myself... expenditure is happening, na? Like vehicle hiring and others are happening at DPMU.
So it is only limited to vehicle hiring? That's
yes.
Ma'am?
Incentive utilization is there, I think.
Incentive utilization तो उनका है ना, it is for the
line departments का district wise भी हो रहा है मैम.
Sorry?
Incentive utilization line department का district में भी हो रही है.
So this is DPMUs or for line departments?
Yes. Avinash, please confirm.
Ma'am?
Avinash?
Madam, the internal auditor visited the DPMUs to check physically the manpower deployed there, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
The manpower which we have deployed from here and the fixed assets and all which we have procured from SPMU and given to the DPMU, that they physically they verified there.
No. We are talking about you are getting some internal audit done at the DPMU level. So what are these internal audits for?
No, madam. We have not deployed any internal auditor, madam. Internal auditor came from Delhi. They visited there, madam.
Sorry?
Morning, Preeti ji. As a measure of abundant caution, the internal auditors visited some of the Gram Panchayats and some of the DPMUs to see whether the manpower that has been supposed to be placed with them is there or not. And secondly, the various equipment that has been procured is with the SPMUs or not. So it was just a matter of abundant caution, nothing else.
Okay. So, the activity, the procurement that was done by SPMU and whether they have been deployed at DPMU or not. So that is what they were checking.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you.
Can you move for second next slide now?
Yes, please. Okay, I have no points over here. I've already discussed. There was one point which I've already discussed. Anybody else would like to come in? Although the format of the audit report in Karnataka is not as per the terms of reference agreed with the CNAG, but that's fine because the CNAG will give a consolidated report. So no further points from my side. Anybody else would like to comment? Okay, you can go to the next slide, please. Okay, so I just wanted to understand what activities are being implemented by the Karnataka State Financial Corporation, and there is one agency called IIHR Bangalore. Can you just let us know what activities are being done by these two agencies, because certain payments have been made to them?
Sir, actually Karnataka State Finance Corporation is a building in which we have rented SPME officer, and monthly we are paying him paying only office rent, sir, to them.
Achha,
there is nothing activity involved here,
okay,
sir.
Okay, understood. IIHR?
IHR only one training was done at Tumkur DPMU level, sir, of DIP staff, and that payment was released to them.
Can you please let us know what is the full form for IIHR?
Sir, Indian Institute of Horticulture Research, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, over to you, Preeti ji, if you want to come in over here. Preeti ji, any point on this slide?
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So, just a few quick questions. One, of course, I see that there is a variation in the physical and financial progress. Can you please clarify why it is so? If some places I see that physical progress is 100%, but financial progress is maybe 40% or 74%. Why
so we will need to go to the next slide for that.
Next slide. Why next slide?
We are on internal controls slide at the moment.
Oh no, I thought we were on the next slide.
So please go to the next slide.
Sir, this is end of this slide, sir.
No.
Next slide. Next one, please.
Previous one, please.
Previous one.
Go to the previous one. Yeah, no. Previous.
Next slide.
Next slide.
You have to go to the next one, please. After this, the slide after this one.
Oh, they have changed the order.
Ma'am, one second, please. 1 second.
There's a slide on procurement and contract status.
No, please go towards the end of the slide. The second last slide. Is there a slide after this?
Last slide.
At least Word document.
Can you go to the next slide after this one?
We don't have any other slide.
Sir, we don't have any other slide. Just give us a second, sir. We are just looking
at
after.
Other slide.
There was a slide on procurement and contract status.
Yes,
the presentation that was shared with us.
Just give us a minute, madam.
So let me it may be a good idea to kind of look at the slide that you had shared with us. The presentation that you shared with us had that slide on procurement and contract status.
Yes, ma'am. ಅದಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿತ್ತು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ
Munichi, can you reflect it?
Yeah, I can show it if it's okay. Can I share that particular slides?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you please share
sir.
that specific
Okay,
slide?
let me try and. Sorry. Karnataka team, do you have a slide on the procurement and contract status which you shared with us earlier? Can you put it up on the screen, or shall I do it?
Sir, okay. Sir, if you have, please share it, sir.
Let me see if I'm able to do it.
Yeah, I'm in another place.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Please tell me if you are able to see.
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see? Yeah, you can see it now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Puneet.
Okay, Karnataka team, please confirm if you are able to see this particular slide, which was shared by you in your earlier presentation.
Full screen. Please make it full screen, sir. It's not visible properly.
Okay. Is that okay now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Preeti, please go ahead. They are able to see it. Please go ahead.
Thanks, Puneet. So basically, what I was trying to say was that here we see that there's a gap between the physical and financial progress, whereby in many places we see the physical progress is 100%, but the financial progress is ranging between 20 to 70%. So can you please tell us the reason for this non-payments or delay in payments?
DIPs.
So, madam, in case of construction of piezometers, it's almost completed. And in the DIP payment, it is based on the performance. So based on the activity, once they complete the activity, the payment will be done. So it will be a continuous process, ma'am. And this 46.71 crores is for over a period of 5 years. So
no, that is fine. I'm not concerned about that consultancy payment. I understand that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking about, let's say, goods. Your DWRs have been supplied 100%.
Yeah.
So why the payment is only 40%?
So DWLR, there is a maintenance cost also included.
No, but maintenance cannot be 60%, ma'am.
But
Maintenance cost cannot be 60%. I mean, by any logic.
As of now, we have.
Sir, DWLR is like we are doing the 40% of the payment after his installation. Once his comprehensive warranty is completed, that is in the month of February, his comprehensive warranty will be completed. Then another 20 to 25% will be done. The rest 40% is for AMC.
No, I didn't get you.
Sir,
Sorry?
in the payment of 100%, sir, first 40% is done based on the installation. And the next 25% is done after completion of comprehensive warranty, that is 1 year, which will be due by the month of February or March this year. So another 20 to 25% payment will be done by the end of March, sir, for DWL.
So
then remaining 35% is divided for 3 years based on his annual maintenance contract, sir. Every year.
So my request. No, just a minute, sir. I get your point. All I'm saying is that maybe then we do not need to reflect the physical progress as completed as 100%. Because if it is just the supply that you have received.
Yes, sir. We will put it in brackets. That, yes, sir.
So your physical completion is also 40% then.
Yes, yes.
Then it's a wrong representation. So maybe that needs to be corrected. And if that work is not yet completed and the DWRs are not yet installed.
Work is completed, it's installed, sir. Sir, out of 1000 DWLRs, 810 DWLRs are installed and we are getting the data, sir. Remaining one, in continuation with installation of piezometers, it's hand in hand, sir. So that will be done by the end of March.
So maybe it will be a good idea if you can kindly reflect it in the footnote, add
yes,
some,
sir. As we have done for DIP, we have put it for 5 years. For this also, we'll add a remark that the AMC of around 30 to 40% will be done over a period of 3 years.
No, that is fine. It has to be based on the payment agreement. Like, our broad guidance is that the representation of physical and financial progress should be in sync, one. Secondly, whatever the contractual obligations of payments are, they should be made so that the contracts can be completed.
Yes, sir. It is done as per contract only, sir.
And to just getting a supply and saying that 100% physical is complete is not the correct then
Sure, sir.
information.
We'll reflect
That
your
also
suggestions,
needs
sir.
to be reflected
Yes,
appropriately.
yes, sir.
If you are saying out of 1,000 DWRs, 800 were supplied, so that means
No, no, sir.
80%
No,
is
sir.
completed.
1,000 are supplied. 810 are installed.
Correct.
Yes.
So 810 are installed, sir, then that payment should have been made, right?
It's made, sir. We
I
have
mean,
a.
it is something I just wanted to flag to you.
Yes, sir.
So kindly look at it and then also include a footnote giving some more details
Yes,
on
sir.
your head.
We'll include a detailed footnote, sir. For each and every
Yes.
procurement, we'll include a footnote.
Okay.
Okay.
Secondly, my question was that when I look at the total contract awarded, and when we look at your expenditure, of course there is some difference, but I assume that that is for other operational expenses apparently that have been carried out. That is one. Secondly, if there are activities that have been carried out by the line departments, then that also needs to be reflected somewhere to say, okay, these are the activities done, or is this that whatever you are reflecting, let's say works or other things, are these also including the activities being done by the line departments?
No, sir. Most of the work in IS and CB is done by SPMU itself, sir.
Yeah,
It's not done by any line department.
But if the funds have also been given to line departments, then
Sir, no,
there
sir.
will be some
Line
activities.
departments have not been given funds, sir, in IS and CB.
No, but if they are carrying out any activities for the Abhay, then those contracts or information also needs to be provided and needs to be included.
Yes, sir. In
That is what
future,
we
if
are
anything
doing.
is done, it will be reflected, yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
No,
that means-
madam is not saying, is not referring only to the IS and CB component. She is also referring to the incentive component. So any procurement done by line departments should also be included in all procurement related information and slides.
Okay.
So the next iteration, please include
Yes,
those.
sir. We got your
those
point, sir.
information
You're
as well.
telling even the incentive procurement also should be reflected.
Yes,
Sure,
that's
sir.
the point. Thank you so much.
That will be done. Thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
point. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll reflect it accordingly. Thank you. We can go to the next slide.
Okay,
फिर आप ही दिखा दीजिए.
मैं दिखा तो दूँ, आ तो जाए पहले. Just give me a moment, please. Let me see if I can do it.
We can see it.
No, you can see it, but I have to go to the next slide. Okay. You want to? Yeah. Okay. So you want to come here, right? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just one quick point. I just wanted to understand if there are any procurement trainings that have been carried out. You know, I did not specifically see any mention of procurement and contract management trainings being done. Can anybody confirm if there were any procurement training done? It only says trained person is functioning at SPMU. Where is this person trained? And that person is no more there actually. So I really don't know.
Trained person has already left.
They basically don't have anybody, right?
She has already left. But some other people have attended my training program. I don't know who all attended. They may be available, I don't know. So that SPMU only can confirm it.
We should actually have that, complete roster of people who are getting trained, and if those people are actually carrying out procurement or not is something that is an oversight required from NPMU. At least you are updated on, who are the people, and then you can check in the list of people you have trained, and then make sure that there is a relevant person available. Because, there are certain nuances involved in procurement aspects, and then later on it can really create a lot of problems. So that is what my concern is. My last question is regarding, there is an anti-corruption guideline that is required to be followed by everybody who is carrying out any procurement under Abhay. So can you please confirm if line departments have also been provided with the judiciary manual and are made aware of the anti-corruption guideline? Can Karnataka confirm, please?
Sir, since they were following KTPP, we have not communicated anything extra to them. Now we will.
Sorry?
Since all the line departments are following KTPP Act, we did not.
No, ma'am, that is not sufficient. I mean, following KTTP does not solve the problem. Please try to understand. There are two very specific things that needs to be followed by everybody for fiduciary. Whoever is doing procurement or carrying out any financial activity under ABHE, one, they have to necessarily follow the fiduciary manual. Although it may be based on KDTP Act, there is no problem. But fiduciary manual also has other information which is relevant for ABHE, which includes information about anti-corruption guideline, contract not being awarded to bank debarred firms. All these things will require to be looked at, because if there are these gaps, or also regarding the complaint redressal mechanism, because if there are any complaints related to fraud and corruption, then that needs to also be reported to the bank. So all those things have to be kind of taken care of and needs to be reflected. So by your saying that there are no complaints, that will not be sufficient, because if the line departments are not even aware that what information or what kind of complaints we are looking for, then just saying that there are no complaints will not resolve the issue. If tomorrow there are issues that come up, or there are complaints, or if line department or anybody has given contracts to debarred firms, all those contracts will not be funded under the ABHE and will not be considered under ABHE. So when the consolidation will happen, then at that time these contracts will not make it to the consolidation list. So I think you need to make sure that all these line departments have a procurement point person who is aware of what ABHE is all about, what are the rules and regulations that will be relevant for ABHE, in addition to, of course, your KTTP Act, which is applicable, and also be familiar with the requirements. NPMU has been carrying out training, and as Mr. Chaudhary was just confirming that apparently the previous officer, Ms. Vindhya, was possibly provided the training.
Yes.
Now apparently there's a gap and there's a vacuum there. So whoever is carrying out procurement should be aware of all these requirements. And that includes the line departments also. So just saying that KTTP Act is being followed will not really resolve the issue. So I'll just flag this, and please ensure that this is taken care of. If there is any confusion in your mind or in line department's mind, they should reach out to NPMU and they can provide all the clarity that is required. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. We'll take care of it. We'll have a workshop with all the line departments regarding this issue.
Yeah, you can reach out to NPMU, ask them to set up a training for you, and I'm sure Mr. Chaudhary can do that training online or whichever way, so that everybody is on board properly. You really don't want any problems later on. Okay? Thank you so much. Puneet?
Yeah, thanks. So I'll just mention over here that the last requirement of status of physical versus financial progress was actually we wanted to have a soft copy of the information in the MIS, in the Atal Bhujal.
Yeah. First, we need to have these contracts also.
Atal Jal Portal MIS. So here, that particular report, that particular report from the portal. Share that with us, particular team, right? Karnataka team. Okay, so anybody else would like to come in here? Else I can then summarize our discussion and then we can close this.
Yes, please go ahead.
Anybody else would like to come in? Okay, thanks. So I'll just give you one more is that you have already submitted the compliance for the internal audit reports. Please follow up with the internal auditors to get these resolved, particularly points concerning financial points as well as on procurement. These two types of points should be addressed with the internal auditors so I'll just summarize. So thank you very much for your time and the presentation. Please share with us soft copies of the MC16 or M16 whatever, and a copy of the physical and financial progress from the MIS and the revised bank balance statement which you mentioned.
Okay.
As corrected. So please share these through NPMU, and if you have any other issues which you would like to discuss now, or you want to escalate to NPMU, please do so, particularly on the PFMS.
Sir, I have.
And I would also request that any report which is being shared with us, please ensure that that report is according to your transaction. If the report is not proper, then it would be better to mention that whenever you share that report. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir, sir, I have a small submission, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I would like to have we would like to have a workshop on PFMS, sir. And
yes.
in that workshop,
okay.
If we discuss it and we come out with from all common reports for all the states, and that should be escalated to PFMS office Delhi.
Agreed.
That would make us very easy, sir.
Yeah.
It is a very humble request from our Karnataka side.
Sure. So I'll request Basanji or Pratulji to please come in here. I believe there is a workshop. Well noted, yeah. So we understand that NPMU is working with PFMS to get a workshop done on these aspects.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
They will get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
So will you be able to share these reports, say by tomorrow latest?
Yes, sir. We will share it tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Please send it to NPMU. Then they will give you.
Okay, sir.
So we are done. Thank you so much. Over to you. Pratulji or Basanji, whosoever would like to
just one quick point.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Satya, just give me 1 second. Just to supplement what Puneet said, please send us also the complete contract list for all the contracts that have been entered into. You said that you are maintaining an Excel, but I assume that will also include information regarding the contracts that have been entered into by the line departments. So we'll look forward to receiving this complete list of contracts, so that they are, consistent with the values that are reflected in this consolidated statement that has been presented to us. So we look forward to receiving that. Is that okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you, Puneet, and thank you, Preeti. Before we conclude, just one point on the list of contracts which includes physical and financial progress. If I understand correctly, Chaudhary ji, you are there. This is available in MIS for all the states.
Yeah.
So I think that should be shared, the MIS link, which could be looked up by our team, or else rather than having all the states coming, because it is done already into MIS. Can you share that? That will take care of it.
Okay, we'll do that.
So please, not only you can share the physical file or Excel consolidation, but it would be also good to share the login password of the module. So this question is settled for all the states which are available. If there is anything, then our team can come back to you.
Thank you, Satya. That's very good. If we can get the access, we can have a periodical.
Because I also don't want this as a kind of observations outstanding.
Yes,
we should sort it out. And Chaudhary ji, you can do it today. Okay?
Okay, that's it from our side. Over to you, Satya and Pratulji.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. So we'll proceed to the next part of it. Thanks for joining. Whoever wants to stay can stay connected, but we'll continue for the next part of the review. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so let's get started.
Yes. So, since World Bank team from Delhi were waiting there, we didn't start the program formally. In fact, we had, as you are aware, we had discussed about the fiduciary aspects of our project. So now, coming to the midterm review and implementation support division, yesterday we had a field visit to Tumkur district in Shira Taluk. We visited 4 sites wherein the World Bank team and the NPMU team had a look of convergence works as well as some works which were taken up through Atal Jal Incentive Fund. So today we'll be having discussion with the line departments. The team will be having discussion with the line departments and the DPMU and DIP. So all of us are here for that purpose. So I request our project director Ramchandreya sir to welcome the dignitaries.
Good morning, everybody. I welcome Sri Pratullah sir, section of project director NPM. I welcome Sri I welcome Sri Satyapriya, senior water resources expert, World Bank. I welcome Sri Kullappa, senior social development expert, World Bank. I welcome Srimati Niti Yogi, deputy director in NPMU. I welcome Srimati Madhumati Rai, deputy director NPMU. I also welcome World Bank team who are attending the virtual meeting, and also I also welcome all the senior officers present here and all other officers present here. Thank you.
So the first part of the presentation is on so it's about the status of institutional strengthening and capacity building. So as you were there in the fiduciary discussion, we have state of Karnataka has completed almost all the procurement activities except water flow meter. We called tender for twice for it and no bidder participated, and now we are into changing the specifications of it and calling the re-tender. Otherwise, all other procurement aspects are completed, and we are not going to construct any new rain gauge stations, as in Karnataka each GP has got a telemetric rain gauge station. So we are getting data from KSN DMC. It's a sort of convergence here, and again we are also not procuring any. We are in Atal Bhujal scheme. We were supposed to procure water quality kits to each GP, but here when we visited the GPs, we came to know that through Jal Jeevan Mission they have already got the water quality kits. So we are converging with the Jal Jeevan Mission. So we have not procured only for the demo purpose. A few kits are procured. Otherwise, all other procurement aspects are completed. So, Shafi sir, I request actually Shafi sir to explain this slide. This is regarding whatever the equipments that we have procured, the details of that, how they have been used, and who is the owner of that, and how it is used. All these aspects are covered in this slide.
Sir, we have completed the construction of mesometers. In convergence with RWS, we have taken 330 because of rejuvenation of some of the borewells. We have in short of 140 borewells among them. So 50%, almost 70% of new piezometer construction is under progress. Rest of them also we are constructing. And later we have procured 1,000 numbers of DWLR with telemetry. Installation is under progress, sir. And whichever the piezometers are available, we have installed them. And almost 70 are left over. As soon as construction of the borewells are completed, we are going to install them, sir. Next, water level indicators. For each block, we have taken 10 numbers. and these are well utilized by the community. And you might have observed yesterday in the field that community is utilizing it. And for monitoring of monitoring wells, our DIP staff will go and monitor quarterly. And apart from that, during the well inventory also, we are utilizing the water level indicators. As Madam already said regarding the water flow meters, we have called twice, but no bidder has participated in that. In Ballari district, we have calculated discharge based on the energy. Soon we are going to expand it to the other taluks also, sir. In rain gauge, we have already with KSNMDC GP wise, and we are procuring the data, and we are giving it to the same to the all GPs. Regarding the water quality monitoring, this time we have collected 5 samples per GP. They have got it analyzed in the NABL accredited labs, and data is submitted for the verification, sir. And the equipments which are procured are well utilized in the field, sir.
Just one clarification. Data disclosure, you say that you are doing it at the level of Gram Sabha. Is it Gram Sabha or Gram Panchayat? Gram Sabha is a very large body.
Sir, during the Gram Sabha, or what we call Gram Sabha meetings, during that time, our people will tell about the water levels.
Gram Sabha meetings are what held very frequently, I think only 1 or twice in a year. Was it Gram Sabha or Gram Panchayat?
Gram Panchayat level meetings, whenever our DAPs will come. Under DLI 1, we have already submitted.
Can we have a look at the previous slides? The data collection thing.
Previous slides. Previous slide.
This slide, sir. Okay. Out of 1199 gram panchayats, well inventory we have completed in 503 gram panchayats, sir. Because of some issues with the online mobile app, the progress is a bit slow, and alternative method was suggested by NPMU. So we are following it, sir, and we are doing it.
So when was the last time you looked at the mobile app?
3 months before, sir.
3 months before.
Yes, sir.
So I would just like to suggest that you update this thing. Inventory has been completed in 1027 gram panchayats, not 503.
No, sir. 503 only, sir.
Sir, it is actually 503 panchayats only, sir. This status depicts the completed status of the well inventory. Whereas, in terms of 454 panchayats, they have initiated but not yet completed.
So according to the data which we have, you have inventoried around 4.43 lakh wells. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that has been done in 1027 GPs.
Yes, sir, that has been done in 127 GPs, but not yet completed, sir.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. Have you taken a look at this data?
Yes, sir.
4.43 lakhs.
Yes, sir. We are verifying the data. There are so many duplicates, and we are in the process of cleaning the data.
We all know that this data is very useful to us.
Yes, sir.
Verifying 4.43 data is a humongous task. So how long do you think you will be able to do this activity of validating this data?
We are working on it, sir.
Please don't give open-ended statement. Can you give us a timeline? It entirely depends upon you.
Sir, we have made a payment system for that. Before doing the payment, we will verify all the data and then we will make a payment to the DIP, sir. I think we'll...
Sir, answer my question. You are linking it to financial aspect. So you are saying that because you won't be able to verify 4.43 lakh, it will also be reflected in the financial progress.
Yes, sir. It will, at least it requires 2 months, sir, for us to verify the data and clean the data.
I will discuss the data and about the timeline, at the end, with an agreed action. Can you do something? If it is done, leave it. Can you do it in 2 months or 3 months?
2 months we can do it, sir.
And that brings me to my next question. You were supposed to monitor 10 wells in every Gram Panchayat, is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So as first step, let us see that we are on the same page or not. As per our data, around 5,250 wells are being monitored.
Yes, sir.
811 Gram Panchayats. Is that right or wrong? Right. So what about the remaining Gram Panchayats?
No, sir. We have selected, for all the GPs, we have selected 10 monitoring wells. And 1 quarter data has been collected. Water level data, 1 quarter data has been already collected, sir.
We are talking right now about the water level data.
Yes, sir. Water level data.
So normally it should have been 12,000 wells. Next.
Yes, sir. Here, for water level, 11319 wells have been selected, sir. Water level 4 point. Yes. 50% of the. For monitoring wells, we have selected around 11,319 water levels, sir. In some of the GPs, we could not be able to find the monitoring wells, so the number is less.
So, sir,
you have 4.43 lakh wells you cannot find.
Sir, for your information, sir, this water level, 11,319 water levels have been disclosed as of now, and that is like 10 wells per GP, sir, in terms of water level.
9 per GP.
Sir?
Here you are writing 9 per GP.
Sir, that is this is exclusive of the piezometer, sir. This 9 per GP means it is exclusive of the piezometer. And in terms of water quality, we have identified 5 per GP, and we have collected information for 5,000, sir.
The question is rather simple. You have 5,250 done. We have almost 1,299 GP.
Yes, sir.
So we have less than 50%.
No.
No, sir.
For water level, for each Gram Panchayat, including piezometer, it is around 11,319. Excluding piezometers, it is 11,319, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir. Done, sir. And 1 quarter data already we have submitted to, sir. Under
monitoring wells.
Yes, sir, for monitoring wells. Under DL, for this 4th round of verification, we have submitted the data, sir.
So the next step is for you to analyze the data and share the information.
Yes.
That has not started.
Not started. So only one data we got now.
Fair enough. But at least you have that. So now you need to make sure that when you go for the next cycle of WSP updation,
yes,
starting March or April, at that time these wells data are to be taken and used for water budget and also shared.
Sure.
So the DIP will not be using the same content, but this is where the information which comes, the new data as of now, and that has to be done. Having said that, it's all good, you will do, but you need to set up a mechanism. Who will do it, who will check it, and what will be shared.
Yes, sir. We have already set up a mechanism for monitoring well observation. Our DAPs are monitoring it.
DIP is monitoring it, somebody has to check it.
Yes, sir.
How much outlier in your data is? We discussed yesterday at length. I don't want to discuss. Because you have so much of data, but when it comes to the data use and also to get the data bringing incentive to you, we are struggling. We are struggling when you have that. Because you need to make sure the data has to be checked. DIP will just give you data all of that. Imagine how much outlier can have unless somebody has reviewed it, unless somebody who knows. So that requires a mechanism. Requires a mechanism, meaning a team. It has to be for each district. I know you have not thought of it. This is what I understand. You need to think and put it in place.
Sure, sir. We'll develop
by saying it will be done and we'll do it.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಜಿಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್
So it will not change. And you will suffer in terms of having the data, but not making use of the data for your incentive, as well as for the DIPs to be converted, DIPs to be given that data in forms of information for the next round of WSP. So that's the work.
Sure, sir. We will consider your point, sir, and we will improve, sir, in monitoring and scrutinizing mechanisms. For water quality, for each Gram Panchayat, we have collected 5 samples, sir. Rain gauges we are not procuring, sir. Already we have got good.
But if you have a look at your data which is contained in the mobile app, you will see that 895 rain gauges are monitored in 614 class A. You have not procured anything, you are getting it online through Karnataka state natural disaster management agency. Can you please explain all this data? 895.
895.
ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಇದರಿಂದ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ WSP ಇಂದ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ KHNMDC ಇದರಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
So that information I didn't have, so I'll check it, sir.
Please, sir, please have someone take a look at the data at regular intervals. This data is very important to us and very important to you also. I don't know about ACIWMR. All I know is that this data has been entered in the mobile app by someone who has been registered to use the mobile app. For me, that means that person is authorized by state of Karnataka. I don't know anything beyond that, because this data is being reflected in my mobile app. And I think every month, a dump of the data contained in the mobile app is being shared with all the SPEs. I don't know why the discrepancy is there, that only when we ask, this aspect is answered by saying that we will have a look at this, we will have a look at that.
KHNMDC ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ 890 ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ 894
ಅದು ನಾವೇನು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು KHNMDC ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ.
You as a team here are more good. They are also putting all the inventory wells. And this is where also comes the outlier and the corrections and seeing what is the trend. And that is where, you know, you are like 5 when you come, you will see where you are. You might show all of your numbers, but they are going nowhere. Because there is a process of having the rainfall corrections also. But if you have, you are the state, you are blessed to have all the data more than per GP telemetry also being put into the system, but you yourself, as we speak, have not looked at, you do not know, that then it will not be. So we need to have, that's why I said, need to have a mechanism. We need to think who as a team is looking and letting it do. Because the AP just doing it, mobile app is reaching there.
Sir.
I understand, sir, but the same data has been put into the mobile app and it is reaching to the NPMU and team is saying we are not.
Sir, I'll just brief the procedure that we followed through the mobile app, sir. The information is procured from the KSNMDCs and the information is in turn shared to the DPMUs. So the DPMU shares it to the DIPs. DIPs, whenever they get into the field, they fill in the information, sir, through mobile app. The information that is available in the mobile app and the information that is being shared to the NPMU is the same. This is how we follow the procedure, sir.
Observations were sent by NPMU, but I don't know whether any action has been taken on that or not. There were several discrepancies which had been reported in terms of the units which had been taken as for measurement. So the water level, what is coming, say, is it meter or whatever, so the data was inconsistent. So that needs to be checked. Coming on to monitoring, the database which we get from the mobile application and the one which has been submitted under real one. So basically, they have some discrepancies. 10 observation wells which have been selected and 10 monitoring wells in the mobile app. They somehow do not correspond to each other in several districts, I mean in blocks. So number 3, rain gauges. Since you are acquiring the data from the other department, there have been rain gauge stations entered, registered into that mobile application, for which there has been some data and we don't know whether it is right or wrong. So it is my humble submission that if you feel you can, we already provide you the backup of the mobile application. Just go through it once. If you feel then the changes needs to be done, because this monitoring work is to be done every month. Scrap out the previous data, give us the sheets into the new formats and we'll get it linked with the backend. But there is a discrepancy between what is there in the mobile application and what has been submitted by SPMU to us is the final annexures. That's it.
Coming to the explaining the point number 1. The data that has been shared from the SPMU is all in meters only. It is all in meters, so there are no feet units there. So any data, any water level data that is being shared is in terms of meters only. And point number 2, the information, your point number 4 is not very clear.
Mobile application versus what has come through SPMU. So both of the, yes, in terms of for monitoring as well as for well inventory, if you go and see what has been, what is the dump in the mobile application versus the final sheets which have come from SPMU, they do not correspond to each other. There are several variations or disparity between the data.
So the information that is being shared from the SPMU is the one, are the monitoring wells. When we speak about the monitoring wells, it is only the monitoring wells, ma'am. But when the information is received through the mobile app, that consists of the other wells apart from the monitoring wells as well.
So do you want us to just scrap out the data which is there in the mobile application and link the one, the final selected monitoring wells, the 10 wells? So that there is, because the lat longs do not match with each other, the selected wells in the villages, site names do not match with each other.
Since this is the field scenario, we will experience this this type of activity very frequently. Why? Because I'll tell you. See, a selection of monitoring wells might be rejuvenated sometimes, might be rejuvenated. It depends on the rainfall and the rejuvenation activity that is happening. So when it is rejuvenated, the farmer naturally installs motor to it. He makes use of the well. And some cases, once the monitoring well is identified, he might not be, the next time when he just monitors the well, he might not be able to experience, or he might not be able to find it out. So what we have suggested it to select the alternative well, which is very closer by to the already selected monitoring well. So when this type of activity happens, you might see the variations in terms of lat long or villages, something like this. So this is actually a field scenario, and in terms of monitoring wells, we cannot fix it out like throughout the 5 years we will have the same monitoring wells. Minor variations might occur.
But if we want to go for a data analysis, do you understand? Like we have monitored one well and the next season we are monitoring another well. That will.
It's not the same well. Very closer by we have just suggested.
Let's come. I think we do not need to drag this point. The point is rather very simple. Straightforward. It is not just by saying, and we need to look at the data. Given the reasons which you are giving, is good, but not good enough for you to say you leave it to judgment of NPMU or somebody else. It is you who need to make sure and judge, because these two data both are coming from you. So please have a look and sort this out. At this point of time, this is creating a huge outlier in your data of no help to Karnataka, no help to SPMU in terms of how the program is designed and how the incentive will flow and how this data will become more useful as we go down the road. So please have a look. No, so that's what I'm saying. Before we say few, or we need to know what is few. So I would suggest that sort it out. And in order for you to sort it out, I said set up a mechanism and clearly communicate this is what you have, this is what you have done, this is what you propose for that verification, and that will have a reflection on the overall water level. So make sure that. Also do not say, just don't give a blanket statement, the same monitoring well will not be there for 5 years. You need to have the monitoring well identified after all your exercise. 10 per GP. We need to make sure that we are able to measure the same for the next 3 years. So don't, if you will change the goalpost, then you will remain in that circumstance. There could be exceptions where few monitoring wells are not constant, but don't make a kind of sweeping statement of that. The purpose is to make sure that we are consistent, we are able to measure, we are able to see that how and what has happened through the project interventions or otherwise. So let's move.
Regarding capacity building, our IEC expert will present on this. Regarding the capacity building, we have completed our target for state level as well as district level also. But block level we are lacking because we wanted to do a training programs for PDOs, which we are planning in the next 2 months. So we'll complete that. With regard to the GP level, actually, we started interaction with other government training agencies like Valmi, our SIRD, or even the district training centers. But the problem is like they are saying they can't support us in the GP level training programs because of the lack of manpower. We want to do it in all the 1,199 GPs in the 6 programs. So, manpower is required, and they said like because of the administrative things they may not be able to in a position to support that. So now we have come up with a strategy. Now one kind of training is done by our DIPs itself, and the second we have hired an agency called the Marketing, Communication and Advertising, which is a 4G exemption agency.
So madam, before you go in detail,
yes,
what is this target? What is the time? Which year?
This is 22-23, sir.
22-23?
Yes, sir.
No, there's some data what you send, because I have yesterday's inputs.
Every year we have to complete to a state level training.
Yesterday is given 5 2 3 82 4 649. All of them are different.
And 1 per
All of them are
district
different.
completed in a year, and 2 per block, and 6 programs per GP.
I don't know. I mean, there is a issue, a bit of data flow. Yesterday, I have got these informations, of course, from NPMU, and now I'm seeing your table, and I see they are different. And I'm talking 22, 23. So I really don't know which one I should believe, because this data is also coming to them from you, but here you are presenting is like different. So okay, now that's one point, because we also want, this is one area which is important, even PD sir, for you, Sujata, even for 19th meeting, day after tomorrow meeting. This is substantially, or in many states, it's almost minimal, negligible in terms of what you plan versus what you have achieved today. 2 points on that. What you planned, what you achieved, you did not say. And we do not see the clear roadmap of how you trying to overcome, because you are not saying, if you say, okay, this is what we are going to do in 2023, this is the next 3 months plan by which I will change 1513 GP number to say 4,000 number, we don't hear that. And then related point to this, your financial is also stuck on this component. So if you are here for review, having this to be presented is not helpful. And if you can answer that, I would be really enlightened to know that what is your plan. In this financial year, we have 70 days left. Tell me that, go back to the same table and tell me what will happen at the block level and what will happen at the GP level in next 3 months. Or don't need to give number. Have you worked out? Or if you don't work, if you haven't worked out, will you work out by when, and then you share. So no point just giving a response to the number, which is not helpful.
Okay. Sir, at the block level, we have worked out, we have interacted with the EO, sir. So we are organizing a training of PDOs. On the convergence, we have come up with an agenda for that also. So we will be discussing that, and we have taken the timeline also, sir. We will be able to complete the training before February, sir. So that block level we will complete it.
No, this is, I mean, I have a problem. This is the problem. Do not, because be very objective in what you are saying. What all you said, you have discussed, prepared, and you will do it. Tell me, what is the next week plan? What is the next fortnight program? What is the 1 year program by which this block level number will move, GP level number will move? Have you prepared such work plan? If not, say no. There is no harm in saying no.
We have prepared, sir.
So tell me the number, how have you prepared? That will help us and give us, so that if required, we can also say, okay, is it working, not working? It's not about covering it. It's about exposing it, how you are doing it. So therefore, you will achieve this number.
And one of the major challenge which I see is that you're concentrating the trainings at the fag end of the financial year. All the PDOs will be busy in meeting the targets. So if you want to have the trainings just for the sake of numbers, well and good. But the focus target group, I assume, will not be available.
We already had a discussion with our DPMUs, have already completed the discussion with EO, sir. So definitely we will be able to complete the trainings by February, sir. So that we will, regarding the block level. With regard to the GP level, sir, how we are planning is, till now we used to focus all our programs at the GP level, which we are DIPs are carrying out, sir. Because if you see this 1513, whatever the numbers that you are seeing, is done by implementation partners. So that is, the expenditure is not booked under our training capacity building expenditure. Now actually, like as I mentioned earlier, like we approach different agencies. We approached SIRD, we approached Valmi, we approached district training institutes also, whether they can take up the GP level training program. So, but they mentioned like they may not be in a position to take up such large number of training programs. Now we have come up with a procedure, like MC and A we have approached. Now we have already, the work order has already been issued, sir. So the training agencies have already been explored and the NGOs have already been engaged for the training program. So what we are doing is that till now we used to focus only on GP level trainings, which our DAPs are already doing. So because the GP level, when we focus, we will be able to focus only for the committee members. Our max 40 community members we can focus. So what we are designing is, we are breaking that into village level training programs. So in each village, we are focusing on 25 to 30 focused group. We have identified focus group in each villages, and we are taking our trainings to different villages now. And we have already prepared the flip charts because we have already trained our people.
Madam, you are explaining the process. I am absolutely fine with your process. What I am not getting from you, and therefore, your answer is longish. How many more you will do, and when it will be conducted? What is your daily schedule? Because that's the simple question I have. Because I'm not questioning what you have done in process, be it Valmi, be it SIRD, or be it somebody else. And each district could be. So what is that number that you are planning to do it? And only one submission on that. When you focus for the next 3 in terms of content, focus only on the implementation of the WSP activities. Do not have any awareness and all about how to save groundwater. No, you have done that. Only content should be focused on each Gram Panchayat, what activity is being done, and for that, what this training could be organized. So if you can answer, and I don't want answer right away, because if you have prepared that, share the list. It means, just think of it, 3 out of 82 at block level. If you want to achieve this target, you will be working every day one training in one block, then only by March 31st you will miss few. Be practical. You're saying we'll do it. Same applies to 1513 in the GP. You only may do another 1500. I am fine with that number. Be realistic, be practical, but give us a visibility. What my worry is, after all this discussion, you say we'll do all, but we don't know what you will do, and nothing will happen. Something will happen. Again, very qualitative. No. If you have not prepared, prepare it. It will help you. Next time you will say, okay, this progress you have made. Next year, it will help you plan that. We are not going back, right? So please understand, don't think that we are here to criticize, but we are here to bring objectivity in what you are saying.
So as I mentioned, the strategies are in place now. So maybe in the coming month, we will definitely do the program.
Prepare a plan and share with NPMU so that we also get it.
Yes,
Clear plan. How many GP training will be done, how it is going to be per district and per block or below schedule. You will struggle to prepare it. Yes. I tell you. So unless you prepare that, it's like just, and then the DIP and all that. Okay. See, you are presenting in a very next slide of your MC and A, everything. But we do not know when will happen, what and how many. That itself says how planning is done. You have procured them, and they are for village level trainings, but you have nothing saying about that, okay, in this district, in this block, this is the team, and this is what it will do. It requires a lot of work in terms of also to see how your team is geared to do how many. Training is one very big area and concern which you will hear more, and we expect this. You remember one thing very clearly, Karnataka is the place which is most visited by the NPMU or by any team, most visited place. But if you do not provide clarity and leadership, not helpful. Not helpful. I don't know how many times the same thing has been said to you. आगे बढ़िए, anything?
Sir, just to add one point regarding the training program, sir. So, like this year, we have engaged MCNDA, they are working on the village level training has already started. Then for the next April, actually, we have interacted with we are entering into an MOA with NRLM, sir. NRLM has Krishi circuits, the CRP is working in each villages, each Gram Panchayat. So, we are entering into an MOA where we will train them as master trainers and they'll impart the training to the village level. So that we are starting. We are already started the process of getting into an MOA and started training the Krishi circuits at GPs, and next year onwards the program will launch.
Madam, एक program बनाओ आप. You begin. you will enter with the new contract is all good. Again, you will have not clarity in terms of first month, second month, or 3 months, how many of these agencies will conduct training and where they will conduct training. You need to work out that also as part of your entering into the contract. No? Entering in the contract is good. When you are the one who is supposed to take services from MC and A and other agency which you are going to hire, we need to be very clear. Where are the people? If you ask you today, where is this team? In which district, in which block, in which GP, what are they doing? That is the level of monitoring you should do. When you have, who gave this number? 7,194, who gave this number? You? You gave the number, right?
It's part of the...
Madam, you gave the number, na? Tell us why did you give that number? Why not it was 1,000? You gave this number. Why not it was 2,000? Maybe you should have thought we will do only one training, one GP, and therefore my number. So when you have given this number, and this is an yearly number, it means 3 trainings per GP is what you are envisaged, and we are struggling. And the same thing you are saying, hire another one agency. So if you do not have, and I tell you, you do not have clarity in your contract of all of this, make a work plan. Do not get into something. So you can monitor, you can measure, you can also ask. And this is a question which I have been raising yesterday. You say, we have so many people hired under the project. We do not know who is doing what. Of course, we know some, but majority of them we do not know. And it is our duty to ask this question. Carry on.
The total target allotted was 2,867 for us. And the maximum we can achieve is 2,486. So for the remaining occurrences to be happen, we have to consider the monitoring wells. That is to say, for each gram panchayat, 1 water level and 1 water quality, and 41 hydrogeological reports. Put together, it will happen only 2,439, sir. And for the balance one, for the balance occurrences, you have to consider the data from the monitoring wells, that is from the water level or from the water quality.
Improve that. You are behind in water quality. This is clear, right? It's fine, this is fine. Move. I think we have clarity on this. आगे चलिए रफीक.
So this is the dissemination, sir. We have disseminated all the WSP and the water level data at each gram panchayat. Apart from that, we are planning to display the data at each observatory well, and during the training to the DIPs and to the whenever they go for the monitoring, they are training to the community also regarding the water level and water quality levels.
So go back. So what you say you are planning? Tell me very simple thing. At GP level, every GP has dissemination done? Yes or no? And if not, how many left?
Done in all GPs.
In all GP, you have the whole information of water budget, water level. I'm not talking water level and that. I'm at GP level. I'm asking.
Yes.
At GP level, everywhere it is done. Huh?
Yes, sir.
All insights are displayed.
This kind of thing is displayed in all the GPs.
Okay.
Which includes water budgeting data, water level data, water quality, and below you can see the
Interventions of water security plan.
So I mean, what is the use of that? How we are revisiting? I mean, it is now displayed. So what is next on that? Very good.
Every
That's the
month
first time.
our DAPs will update the water level data, sir.
Okay.
Of the observatory well.
Okay. What else?
And every year the this water quality budget, water budget will be updated. And every year they are updating the occurrences, interventions also.
Okay. What I did not hear, which I will not talk, will come to that. What happens to this list below?
Intervention.
Interventions.
Interventions.
So why it is there? How it is being used? What is being planned? We are not here to criticize, but we want to know how you are thinking about this data disclosure, informations, activities, and all of that, because it's all a cascade of the program.
By displaying the data, public will be aware of what to be done in the Gram Panchayat, so that the community will be aware. So
This question is done, it is good. What will happen? The interventions, the same list will remain for next 5 years.
No, community don't.
We have a column there which says how many are proposed and how many have been achieved in 21, 22 and 22, 23. That kind of columns are given. So we'll be entering that, sir.
Yeah, so this question comes, the DIPs is visiting GP how many times in a month? If it is, what new information? What do they do? And I'm asking you basic questions. You may not have answer. But this is something we need to overcome. We cannot say for last 2 years we have said that. Now it is done. So what is next? We cannot say that data disclosure we are continuing to do. What is the data, new data you are doing? Okay, you might be updating some value. That's it. What else? Right? And that brings to the question of the operation and the working of DIP on a day-to-day basis. They are hired on a daily. They are hired on a for the whole month, for whole year. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to ask this question. No? If I am hired and I am going to the office, then if I am not working, then I should be answerable. No, you should be knowing, no, whether they are working or not. That's my bigger question. Next, please, carry on.
Probably back at the previous slide, can you just update on the status of display boards?
Display board, sir, it is with the RDPR department, sir. Madam, we have to conduct a meeting with the RDPR and KSNMDC and ourselves. We are not getting appointment with the ACS of RDPR department, sir. Since 15 days we are trying. She is not feeling well, sir. After that meeting, we will go for the tripartite agreement. Then we will go for the tender process.
So, when was the approval received from NPMU?
Digital dashboard. 2 months before.
I missed it.
Digital dashboard. The approval was received 2 months back. Since then, they have not been able to, meet the concerned ACSs.
That I think Sujata can answer. What's the action? What you have not been able to meet, it's fine. But what is that? At this point of time, do we have clarity?
So actually, we were waiting for the SISC to get the approval in the SISC. There, CS madam suggested us to go for a tri-party agreement. And then we immediately approached the RDPR department because anyway KSNMDC was ready and we were ready. We approached RDPR department because they were the one who were supposed to give the place and internet, and that condition was put by NPMU that all that has to be lowered by RDPR. So then we met the RDPR department, and in fact they were also very enthusiastic and they were willing. But only thing is we were supposed to conduct a meeting, sir. 3 departments meeting. Unfortunately, we could not conduct that meeting because of madam's health. So shortly we'll do that. And
who is in RDPR?
Uma Mahadevan.
Okay, Panchayat Raj.
Yeah.
As per your last visit suggestion, now we are pushing our study quarter level data to the Gram Panchayat members, sir. That is operating well.
So, कर लीजिए, madam, what you said, get the meeting the earliest possible, move on that. It will help you from many ways. if you move faster. Next, please. This is fine.
This is fine.
Let's move on. Go to the next. Yeah. Madam, in this slide, instead of saying, please work out a plan, and I know you have thought of, and it will happen the way it has happened last time. This is the time that we need to structure the steps and process where DLI 1, DLI 2, information, DIP, DPMU is all linked, and your community and training. This is the time that we connect these dots. Or else, each one of us are coming and then reporting what we are doing it. So we do not want that. Now this is the updation proposal. You make sure the updation proposal will have a prerequisite 2 trainings before, 3 trainings. Updation proposal have a prerequisite in terms of these number of wells identified is updated, available. And then water budget carried on that. So make sure there is a steps to it, and which tells you automatically to cover the previous slide's target. It is not disjointed, because you cannot do the way you did the WSP last time. And if you do not do it in Karnataka, who else will do it? Because when we say Karnataka is best, we cannot say the best for the heck of it. This is where you demonstrate. All of that we have discussed so far is very much linked to where we are in the updation of that. And you will only start these activities April 1, nothing before. So that your GIP training, all of that will focus until March on implementation of WSP activity. From April 1, you have this cycle started, which leads to the updation of water security plan, as you said, by August or so. Right? So do it. Enough time, right? You can have all the pre-monsoons, previous data, water budget, monitoring wells, display, all dissemination, see, analysis of data shared, DIP's training done, water budget. So you have a content. What I do not see, we have done the training, but what have we trained for? Who has been trained for? We don't get it. Does it make sense? But the question is now, who is holding the ball in terms of making sure that they have put through a plan which is agreed and that will be executed? I mean, that is my challenge. We agree to everything, but when I walk out, I will not know who will do what. And I'm facing this challenge in the program. And that brings me to put up before you, who are all the experts at SPMU? How many of us are there? If I may ask, with your permission, PD sir. Who all are the experts at SPMU? And how many of us are there? Can you please tell us, right? IEC. Groundwater, yeah.
And environmental expert, IT and MIS expert, and procurement. Recently, she has resigned, sir. Now we are in the process of hiring agriculture expert.
Right, so we have 6-7 people, and from your own department we have another 3-4? 3 persons. So we have a team of 10 people. If you fix this with the team 10 people, how we will do it? With a responsibility, it will happen. If you do not do that, it will not happen. It will not happen, that also I assure you. But why can't we do that? Do we have any problem? Sit together, come out with a plan, with your training, madam, with your DLI data, madam, then think about how you will do in the field, and you, Safiq, and think of what WSP prerequisites so you meet all the requirements. Should we expect that or we shouldn't?
So one submission, sir, are these days we were meeting to the deadlines and everything, it was very to the maximum extent we have collected the data.
No, again, don't explain process. I understand. You have done that. We have discussed it. This is where my problem is. And this is where we expect the leadership from you, PD sir, and also Sujata from you. We need this to be in a structured, seamless manner. And I'm not saying this will get a structure that will help you to make DIP accountable, that will help you to say who at the district what is doing. Don't let, so you also say, we have done it, we have given to the DPMU, the nodal, this plan, let the nodal thereafter work. Are we all in the game? We are all part of the team, right? Is this a fair ask? Or am I asking perhaps something which is just not doable? You can push back to me very clearly, no problem. You can say that, no, we can't do it.
Where is the social development specialist? So is there, that post is free.
So I would suggest at your level, PD Sir Sujata, make a 2, 3, 4 people team, sit with them, work out a plan. You please work out a plan for them, that they will do this. We have discussed all of that. It will help you remove all the gaps. Or else we go here, we come there, if you answer here, we again. So what is the problem? And I'm not saying that take your time, but do it. So next year you will not be like reporting and saying like the same thing. Just go. This is SPMU, this is DPMU, this is DIP, and be very clear. Sorry.
No, nothing.
Because this slide, by updations, it tells that you will do it. I don't want to know that you will do it. Next. ये हो जाएगा सुजाता मैडम कोई तो बोलो हम बोल रहे हैं आप लोग बोलो if you don't say that this means also I have feedback to myself will you do it or will not do it but tell us at least I mean when it comes to who is doing best in the states so Karnataka comes first no I have a question if you are doing first you should be leading no and if you have a problem, you think you have a constraint, you need people or any other thing, say that, no? Everything is doable. Madam, before we get into the DLI 3 and 4, because this is really, you make your machinery in order. If you don't get your machinery in order, we will struggle at every place. And for machinery to be in order, each part has to work. And for each part, we need to make sure we as an individual will do this. Why can't we accept that? And why can't we ask for it? We are at the midterm review. If I don't expose and bring this question to you, then you are doing it. Over to you. I have nothing more to add.
What percent of the people are in place in the DPMU, DAPs?
So DPMU is
100%?
Yes.
DAP
is also fully engaged. Even SPMU was full. Suddenly, for some reason, she has.
Okay, it's good. Okay.
I really want your reflection. So I don't want to move to the next slide unless I hear from you. Because otherwise it's like I'm talking to myself. No point me speaking.
No, any DPMU, DAPs want to talk something like this?
We'll come to that. I mean, let this point, because this is more at your end. How you function at SPMU, that will cascade.
And also one suggestion, actually, don't make these trainings also as the tick marking all last minute 31st March, we have to dispose, you have to complete. So we did so many trainings in the March. Please don't do that. You won't get anything out of that.
Shall we move to DLI 3? PD sir, any reflection of what we said so far?
She wants to say something, I think.
Yeah.
Sir, regarding DLI 1, the data of monitoring wells and definitely on behalf of Shafi sir, I will assure that it will be analyzed. In fact, they have conducted a training sir at Kasaragod Remote Sensing Institute. They have trained all the senior geologists how to analyze this data, everything. Many such trainings and we'll try to get it analyzed as early as possible. As he has told, we need 2 months time. By then, we'll try to do it. And regarding this MOU with the KSNMDC, yes, definitely in another 15 days we'll try to do that. And training, I'm sure Hema has worked very hard, sir. She has got all the plans and work orders also given. And I think it will start, almost started, I think. So it started, only the expenditure has to be reflected. So we will finish that also. If not, as you said, may not be 7,000. At least we'll try to reach 5,000 trainings number. So this much I can say at this moment.
Let's move. All I was trying to say that please link. There is a connection to anything and everything. You are doing your job, she is doing training, you are preparing. No, it's all linked. Sit together, prepare, you make your plan. Lot easier. I don't know. I have no other way to explain it. So I'll stop.
I have one question. So just I have one question, maybe not now immediately. All of you think we have 1,199 gram panchayats. Am I right? Correct? Okay. In your district, do you have, in each district, it is a question for the DPMUs and DIPs, do you have 2 or 3 committees who are on their own now? I think they have understood the entire concept. They have some plans. They will update their water security plan. They will approach the line department and they have some plans to really do something to improve. Do you have 1 or 2? If just think about it, let come back. When it comes, I think Satya definitely will give an opportunity to all of you to reflect. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, let's move to DLI 3 and all discussion. Then we'll come to the direct interface with the DPMUs and DIP.
So DLI 3, it's about water security plan through convergence. So the water security plan, as yesterday Pratul sir had a objection that we have proposed activities worth 25,695 crores. Yes sir, but it is as I explained yesterday itself, all that activities are not through convergence. We have just planned whatever is required. It is a plan. Then coming to the, based on that, if we had to cover all those activities, we require around 8,565 crores in 1 year alone, that is 22-23. But the action plans that we got from the line departments for the year 22-23, we were able to get activities worth 5,881 crores. So of which major contributor is MGNREG, where we are getting around 2,523 crores of action plan. And demand side to put together it is 319 crores. And minor irrigation it is 1,347 crores. And major water resource department it is 1,550 crores. These are the major contributors of this 5881 crore. Then that comes to 68% of the total requirement, sir. And in 21-22 we have already achieved around 450 crores, and all this it's in the verification stage. And now in this year, as of now we have in the PPT it is 350, but yesterday we collected from the districts and it has come to 358, almost 359 crores convergence we were able to achieve. That is very less from demand side departments, that is around 25 crores. And here again highest is from major irrigation, that is 165 crore, and minor irrigation is 102 crores, and MGNREG is 64 crores. And all other departments very less, watershed is just 1.8, and horticulture and all those sericulture, nothing has been achieved till now.
So my observations of yesterday still stand about the lack of focus on the demand side interventions. I don't know the problems. We have the line departments here. Can someone from the line department speak? Last year, only 86 crores out of 450. Last year, I assume that there was no such challenge of RC or those things. So it is a lack of focus. So how do we overcome that? Should we, from the NPMU side, write to you that no more convergence in the supply side thing? You answer me. I mean, you have to come up with something. This focuses on demand side management, and if you look at the percentages, what do we get? Less than 10%. So if things are going to remain in the same way, we may have to have a relook at your convergence thing. Because for each district, each thing, you are focusing mainly on supply side. I mean, if you don't get a very clear picture, a very clear plan, you may have to, And one more thing I would like to say is that I don't see a picture across the state. Yesterday we saw in Tumko that only certain blocks are getting benefited. I don't get a picture of how this convergence is being distributed across the state. Are there any few districts, few blocks that are garnering a large chunk of the convergence amount? I mean, those are the questions which are very critical.
I think, Patul, you said that. I really don't have. We mentioned this to you because you have to be very practical, and we are not trying to be here in a way that we are unhappy but we as a program, you cannot take a program to go all together in a different side where you start supply side convergence in the magnitude of 7 times or 10 times of your total allocation, number one, and in that demand side is missing. Program is not designed that way. Program is just not designed. Program has a DLI on demand side by itself. If you do not get your convergence, that is not what your incentive money to do the DLI. That's the incentive money kept so that you are able to use it and keep flowing it. So very important. Just look 450 under verification, correct? Which is close to 40, which is nearly 45% or 43% of actually what you would be doing the convergence to get that. This year again you are coming with that. So it's a question mark. It's a question mark because how can we take it like that? And therefore my request to you, as you were showing the map, don't do DLI 3, DLI 4. DLI 3, a separate map, clear cut. Also don't put GP, all GP covered. Put very clearly, as you have mobile app, the GPS, and say what intervention where, right? Which will, and same for DLI 4, right? And then you will see with the whole coverage of the program when your Chief Secretary and State is asking the Atal Health to be extended to all of the Karnataka, and the way we are operating, you need to find an answer in that presentation of slides, DLI 3 and DLI 4. Because if you do not get that point, what is the purpose of having a program? It is not about when we have already 1199 GP and our convergence is going to somewhere 200 and rest is remaining, we cannot take it. We have equal responsibility. Each of your team and the GP has prepared and put their sweat into the preparation of water security plan. We cannot let that happen, that because of a state has got, let that happen and let it. We are here for a cause working in the all over exploited area. So we have to care and we need to be sensitive about it. So I do not know, it is the decision at NPMU level, but when it comes to also for our review, we will have to take a point. If it needs to be capped, it needs to be capped. And I remember, for that very purpose, there was already a DLI 3 protocol issued that you have 50% for fixed fund, 50% for variable fund, so that you make sure that your coverage goes to the all of GP. But I think we have forgotten all of those. And please look from your lens, not just we want that money to be maximized. You will get it. But make sure that we do justice to these DLIs. So please prepare yourself a clear map and then you will see where we stand in both the sides. And that also tells us, will help how much into the overall scenario which is before us. Does it make sense? I mean, just being silent is also not good, right? No, please tell that. I mean, if we think that you have a point here which you do not agree, say to it. But understand what we are trying to explain to you also. I also want to reiterate, because again it is a midterm, do not assume since WRD is doing and water is coming, so it is supply side. Go back to your program guidelines. Go back to the World Bank pad. Very clearly list written. A clear list of interventions written. If it is part of that, absolutely no problem. If it is not, purely you have a problem. I tell you with full conviction. Your assumptions interpretation will not change that, because that is not I can change it. That is not they can change it. That is in the legal agreement of ours. At least bank money cannot move on that side. I want to make point very clearly, because it is so important. So if you do not see that and you think your convergence is being reported, we need to have a relook on that. That itself might help the skewness of your number is currently being presented. And I'm not saying anything new. You are following program guidelines, but perhaps when you are coming, you are just living and you're not bothered about it. You need to. Over.
So while preparing the water security plans, we had considered all the departments which were contributing to groundwater. That's also, we didn't know that we were not supposed to take this tank filling or LIS. So if you see it cannot be considered, then definitely we will.
No. Go.
And this tank filling exercise is confined to 3 districts only.
Yes, sir.
What about the other 11 districts? Do you have the demand side on those in that districts more than 60%? Or are you still concentrating on supply side measures?
So it depends on, sir, one submission, sir. Just to conserve, to save 1 hectare of water from demand side activities, it costs only 3.5 lakhs. Whereas to recharge or to conserve 1 hectare towards supply side, it is around 12 to 13 lakhs. So naturally, the amount will be less in case of demand side activities. But the savings is more. Water saving is more. Here the cost is more in case of supply side. That is why this difference is coming.
My question was a little bit different. This tank filling exercise, it is confined to 3 districts only. Tumkur, Kolar and Chikballapur, right?
No, it's there in Bellary, Vijayanagara, Davangere, part of districts.
But not all the districts.
Not all the districts.
So the remaining districts, do you have demand side measures more?
No, sir. Nowhere demand side.
So as we can say, the state of Karnataka, the emphasis is more on supply side measures.
Yes, sir.
How much more? 90-10?
It's around 80-20.
That will not do, ma'am.
No, it's not emphasis, it is a project that we have, sir.
If you remove that major projects, what will happen?
No, don't remove. You have project which will do. Let me answer your question very pragmatically, because it's pushing that agenda here is not helpful. You have project which is funded and being done which will help groundwater improvement. That does not mean that all of that should become convergence. This is a blessing that we have. We should try through the program to add more such activities which will also help to improvement of groundwater. Not necessarily that we need all that convergence to be taken into the program. And I again go back, in the program guideline, you have a list. If any of those of convergence is part of that list, no question asked. If it is not, all the question will be asked, irrespective whichever way it comes. Very simple. So my point is, in that area, it is good that the convergence is coming. Wherever as a part of list, do include a convergence, but don't take as they are doing as a part of convergence. Point 1. Point 2. If you do that, it means you do not want the DLI 4. If I go back to, look how much, be very pragmatic. DLI 3, you have 200 crores allocation, correct? DLI 4, how much allocation you have? Huh? So tell me your game plan for 400 crores. We have been hearing your plans for 200 crores. You will not get more than 200 crores unless ministry decides to shut down the program in 3 states and then give it to you, then only you will get it. Because your allocations for each DLI is known to you. So your 200 crores, anyway you will get it. I have no doubt. Even if I am asleep, I can tell that. But tell me your plan for 400 crores. Because we have been getting so much of argument, convincing things for 200 crores. Since it is convergence, do it. Again, but list is important. Tell me your plan for 400 crores. Your 400 crores, how much money can you fetch?
So we can fetch complete, sir. We have 1 lakh hectares target. Already achieved to 25,000, another 75 is remaining.
So here also comes a question. Now what you have achieved 25,000, help by to NPMU and to the program by preparing a very clear-cut area map and all of that where it has been done. And what is the target this year? This year you are likely to be doing low, or you may be miserably going to fail on your demand side. Your 400 crores kitty is not going to give you any penny. If you will get last year, but then you are stuck. The third point, that if all of this is so nice, why not you are able to spend money with your supply side with whom you have entrusted the incentive fund? So we are trying to follow the convenience route. And that is not helpful to the program. You know what I mean to say? If the all line departments are so geared and there's so much of doing supply side intervention and so on and so forth, your money to whomever you have given, I'm not saying to all, why they are not able to move? And if not, how do you make this money come other side? Right? Why don't you try and see what could be done with your money on the incentive, which still helps you to get more demand side? So I think there needs to be clear thinking. And I'm again saying, by closing my statement, you have 200 crores, you will get it. But this skewness is just not helpful. People don't get it. And if you can present even that, it covers majority of the area and so on and so forth, be it, anyway you will get capped. After that, anything you present is not immaterial. Right? But if you do not get convergence proportion coming, DLI 4 will not move. While you are saying you will achieve that target, will you achieve that target, then you show us the run rate by which you are going to achieve. We don't get that. Yesterday you also saw that all the kind of discussion we had, but you can just explain and make it happen. I'll stop here. I don't get line department discussion.
Just, I'll jump one slide, come to this DLI 4 slide. Yeah. So in 21-22, you had roughly 24,000 hectares claims submitted, right? And for which an amount of 86.7 crore rupees has been claimed under DLI 3.
DLI 3?
Yeah. In the DLI 3 slide.
Right? Correct. You're right.
I really don't understand numbers, but can someone explain how this 86 crore rupees are being translated into this 24,000 hectares? And what all work has been done? How many additional areas have been bought? What was the unit rate of subsidy? Or something, does not make sense.
$4,000 hectare. He's saying, please make us understand 4,000 hectare. He's saying, please make us understand that how these two numbers is translated based on the subsidy or maybe in the class of SC, ST and so on and so forth. Or is this number correct? In other words, because our observation is this number may not match. You have more claim on the DLI 4 than what the convergence is. If I look from a distance, but I can be wrong. I'm just doing the kind of ballpark estimate by which I think. So therefore, we need to know how come DLI 4, say 5,000 or 8,000 hectare, is more than your convergence money, and we need to understand that. Then what will happen, and that's what I said, when you plot a map of DLI 3 supply, DLI 3 demand, and then overlay DLI 3 demand versus DLI 4, are they in the same area? Are they the same locations? Or we have a chunk which we have done, but not with this money. That verification anyway will happen. But unless you help and provide that, it is very difficult. Did you get my point now? Any reflection from your end?
Sir, DLI 3 demand side claim is less than DLI 4 claim, sir. That is true. That is because under DLI 4, we are considering the area that is covered by incentive fund also. So in addition to convergence, we are considering the area that has been covered through incentive fund. So area will be more than DLI 3.
So Sujata, since we are on this, how many hectare is last year?
Around 1,800 hectares.
Last year convergence, I mean incentive money.
Yes, sir. Horticulture department alone has covered 1,500 hectares.
With incentive money? I'm not sure. I mean, if it is done, it is good. How much is the expenditure horticulture department has?
Last year it was around 3.8 crores.
So 3.8 crores can cover 10,000 hectare?
Not 10,000, 1,500 hectares.
Okay, so 1,500.
Yes.
So out of 23,971, 1,500 is covered by incentive.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And then you still go and back and check that. Is this money commensurate with this number?
It will match. Match.
It will match? Okay, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think. I mean, this is what. Unless we do it, we do not have answer to it. So, this exercise is important, no?
We have this breakup. We can give the district-wise breakup also.
Both.
Both. Because while submission, we had worked out all that. So we are clear about it.
The observation which is coming is like there are areas which is for which convergence is not there, but DLI 4 achievements are there.
Very less, around 1,500 extra.
If it is 1,500 done through the incentive, but that's good. And what is the progress of overall incentive until now?
So
Okay.
are they claiming 24,000 or 22,500 under DLI 4?
We are adding convergence area and incentive area,
Both, sir, under DLI 4.
ठीक है. So, can we just quickly go through the previous slide?
Line department.
Next slide. The line department. If it will be, sir, sorry if many of you are here. It will be good to hear from you that how do you see all of these numbers, and we should only discuss this financial year, FY 22-23. What is the target proposed by each one of the line department, where we exist now, and what is the outlook for that March 31st closure?
You want me to go department by, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, for the year 22-23, Agriculture Department has given 47.6 crores action plan over 14 districts, that is 41 blocks, and as of now, they have achieved around 11 crores. And for the next 3 months, in fact, they have given, they have collected from the districts, they have given around 47 crores projections. They said they'll be able to converge for 57 crores.
That information is not visible on the slide.
No, sir. It
The
is
entire
not,
thing is
when
blank.
we prepared the slide, that information was not available. We collected it from the districts, so it took time. And horticulture department action plan was around 155 crores, and till now they have achieved 5.05 crores. And till March and for next 3 months, 2.5 months, they have ensured around 92 crores of conversions.
Can we understand this from the horticulture and then with other line departments? The proposed, whatever your total number for this FY, which district is doing good? Which has, of course, we understand it has not started because of the hiccups or the issues on the rate and also some issues on the portal, but expected to be resolved very, very soon. We will also have an opportunity to discuss this in the afternoon meeting and wrap up with your secretary and also maybe with the CS. The point I'm saying, where you see which district is not good, where we can try and increase the number of list of beneficiaries that can help to maximize. Where do we get a plan so that we can make use of the time and that helps to achieve or surpass the line department targets for that district? Yesterday we met the CEO Tumkur district. We did discuss. So I just want to get a sense from not as a one consolidated number, but also at least district-wise distribution, so that we can request you that we can also have a meeting with them to maximize it. That might help to improve the overall demand side targets as well as achievement in the year. Because this is an important one. This can fetch good money than the supply side as an incentive coming to the state. So it will be good to hear from you, sir.
So any line department can speak, or
who all are we having the line department here? So can we just first get introduced?
Watershed department is there.
Okay.
And then sericulture deputy director Madam Usha is there. And in fact horticulture actually joint director had come, but for emergency work he went back. Then forest department officials are there. Then
sir.
Then RDPI department officer joint director there. And in agriculture department.
So no one from MI and water resources?
Water resources.
Water resources we have. Okay. Oh, okay, sir. Okay. Haji, sir. So let's go with the horticulture maybe, because we were just talking about horticulture. Do you have the number data? Will you able to? Did you get my question about what I asked? So please, sir. जी 32 crore. What is the total hectare?
For 194 crores, we are covering around 8,222 hectares of 5 components, including 5 components. That is, we are covering mulching and we are covering the farm funds. In that we include the protected cultivation like polyhouse and greenhouses and other FPOs, and we are going for the farm mechanization.
So when you say you have 32 crores of this year planned, how much have you achieved as on today?
Sir is asking about the convergence, not the incentive.
Yes.
Fund.
So
Sir
that's
is asking about your department fund expenditure, not incentive.
yes, good point you have clarified, because that is also was important. It's very important. That's what I always feel, because I mean, I don't know how to say it again. You cannot do it like their number coming here and that becomes a convergence. And that is a very clear, very striking observation which we have. Therefore, at your Bangalore level, where you directly deal with the line department, focal point, and each district's nodal officers of the Atal Jal and the line department, where joint director, deputy director, whoever is there, the concerned officers, has to have a direct, clear interface. No confusion what is incentive, what is convergence, and we should be knowing these numbers. And therefore that DPMU team at the district level with the DIPs which is available should work with the respective line department to provide requisite support wherever they require, whether it is a camp to be run, whether they can help increase the list of beneficiaries, things to be collected, verified for putting into the portal. That will make it work. Otherwise, you just don't do and then get these numbers and we put it as convergence. This is just not going to work. I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but that also brings a question: why do we need have all the such people? What are they doing now? Because you have such a good team, over 100 people already hired under the program. And if we do not ask what are they doing and how it is helping to achieve this, who else will ask? I don't know. Convergence number you have? नहीं, उनको पता ही नहीं. So you see, this has to be so clear. This has to be also pretty understood that who is holding the ball, who is running with the incentive. Anyway, carry on with the other line department, Sujata, because this is the observation in terms of making sure that the program really makes a difference. Next line department. Because, I mean, 1 second, madam. Horticulture also, neither line department we can get to know, nor from you we get to know where the district which we can maximize, then what is the purpose of all of this? Because this is so important, no? The point is like, do we know that we have 3 districts where we should make try and create and have a focus in the coming days so that we can try and improve? Or else we are leaving it on autopilot mode, no? What is the action? You tell me, after all this, what do we do with the horticulture? What will change from tomorrow? Nothing? And all the team will remain as it was functional? I mean, please, I mean, think about it, because this question will be asked, and this is not you alone are going to be asked, but this question will be asked. There has to be accountability into the program. Yes, madam. What is the achievement as on date, madam?
So 45 crores, sir. 45 point.
Achieved, completed.
Up to December.
Completed.
Completed.
Another 45 crore is the target till March.
Yes, 45 crores. So that is the plan, sir. Because in this January, February, March only we could achieve, sir, because there won't be rains and all. All this there was rain, sir, so we could achieve only the.
That looks good. I mean, do we have from the SPMU or DPMUs tell us where this 45 crore work has happened? How many GP is covered in which block? We also went to see yesterday 4 sites, right? And we have been told about it. I mean, here we are here. Can somebody tell us this 45 crore works done this year covers which block and how many GPs and what all?
We are at 3 watersheds.
कौन बताएगा इसको?
India Aeronautical data. Watershed department बहुत अच्छा नंबर है तुम्हारा बाढ़ में जाए watershed. Mike. Introduce yourself.
ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಮೈಕ್ ಅನ್ನು और तक
He is water resource expert from Vijayanagar district.
D3 कहाँ पे है? इसने बोला आपको D3, D1 पे है. नीति मैडम का D3 है.
Just tell the total amount. 550? 15 lakhs. Okay. 50 and 50 in one block, 75 lakhs in one block, sir. Okay.
75 structures. What is the cost of?
Cost is shown the total.
And the rest 75 structures, 1.25 crores in 2 blocks.
The reason I asked, madam, again, this is a clearly the missing link. Now, line department, madam is saying 45 crore worth of all your WDC component or the RKBI component and all that has been completed. How does the Atal Jal team tells where it has been done? Where is that in the list which you said in the water security plan which have been prepared in the Gram Panchayat level, where they say the community knows all of that has been achieved, has then been visit thereafter with the community that how this has been done, right? Was there anything linked with the madam which we are planning in a training that what is going to happen in the next 3 months and another 45 crores where, right? So this is the purpose. Similarly, horticulture, what is going to be there? So if we connect and link, so we have, when it comes to the interventions after water security plan prepared, we have no DIPs link, we have no DIPs link or the DPMU's officers really knowing as it is moving. But that's not helpful. But what is the purpose then? And when again we will go and measure the water level, because this is all a kind of synchronous process, no? Is it possible? Is it something you see that we should do or we shouldn't do? Or let it go the way it is going? I don't know. Same other departments are there. Forest से हैं सर सुन लीजिए बड़े सीनियर आदमी हैं. PD sir, tell us how you see what can be done or what cannot be, or will it be like business as usual? Do we have the, let's go with the agriculture, we quickly sum up now. Agriculture, madam, yes, madam.
Submitted action plan for 256 crores. So allocation from
not incentive fund, convergence, your department fund. Works with your department fund.
Sujata, how often you meet with all of them? But regularly, but the way we are seeing it doesn't look like.
Frankly, I'll tell you, the point of contact, one person is there. Actually, from agriculture, she is not the person who is involved in agriculture. Actually, there is one JDA. He has not come, so she is not having the knowledge. Whereas Shobha is the contact person. She knows everything, so she could answer. And for horticulture, the officer who had come because of some emergency work, he went. He was knowing all the about convergence, incentive. That is a problem we are facing both at state level as well as district level. See, the person who comes to the meeting is different. Yesterday also, sir, in Tumpur, same thing happened. None of these district level officers were there. They had been to some other ministers' meeting. So yesterday also some other representative came and they were not much knowing about this. So they were not able to answer your questions. Here also it's happening.
So this has a twofold answer. How much of our responsibility to make sure that more than one person knows about it? Who can make it happen? So that person can share with his colleague, or also how much we as a program make sure that this program is known more than one person at the state, at the district level. Because there is no team, no? That is what I am saying. So this is a question again. And then of course we can learn and expect what they want. No? That will make the things clearer. But if we do not even hesitate, or if we do not take it up now or hesitate into that process, it is not going to help. And you are saying that's the problem you are facing. Yes, problem we will face. The problem we are bound to face. But how do we get this problem behind us is also, nobody else will come to ask or to look after this. It is us only.
The Atal Bhujal program should become a mandatory program to all the 9 departments. Then only they'll take it seriously, sir. If I'll give an example, sir. If we have if the department gets the fund under SCP and TSP, that is SC and ST, first department priority will give to expedite that amount. That's only because it will be reviewed. They have to spend that amount. Likewise, if Atal Jal, it should come from the central government, sir. It should become mandatory, then only they'll take it seriously.
Your CS can do it, no? You can take in the SLIC. They have made in other states, this is a kind of mandatory program and they have conveyed it. There is a DO issued. I mean, we could very clearly say in MP and others where they have made this point very clear. So this is, you can do it SLIC. What is there in that? In SLIC, all of the line departments are there and then they will do it. And then you have to, any order at that level is all good. But you have to make sure that it is working, no? And that again come back to us. So we'll have to think about it. Every answer starts with I, and that's what I believe in life. Because if we expect others to come and therefore they will do it, we'll keep pointing on that. I mean, just think of this, because this is something which you need to do at your level, at the SPMU level, and similarly, you need to invite. Why don't you have a meeting with all the SPMUs and DPMUs together with the line department colleagues? Do that. You can do one day full session on that, here, there, somewhere. No, there you can say we need 2 persons, no? Not 1 person. There you can make an interface, make a formal that this is a team which will be there. But if you, because you have not defined, I mean, without going anywhere, if you have not defined, since you have a structure, then it will not, this is what is happening. I mean, I still think we can do a lot better. I don't think there is any problem. You have a kind of a moving cart. But you know, if we need to accelerate, we need to make sure that we ourselves are fully geared and have taken care of the vehicle. आगे चलें. I'll be. Anything else, or forest? Anything which you were saying?
Sir, our target under the demand is under convergence is on 44 crores, but as on today we could do only 9 crores. But the problem on competition of the expenditure is concerned, because we have 2 divisions in each district. One is social forestry, that is to be under Panchayat. All expenditure will be computed to Gram Panchayat Whereas in the territorial divisions, we handle so much of money under different heads that has been not captured here. That's what I don't understand. Another 30 crores definitely we will do within these 3 months. So just it is a data computation wise. So that is lacking from the reports from our territorial divisions and wildlife. So that if you add on, definitely it will be more than the target what we have taken. It will be done. So we'll see that it is updated. And under the incentive, we have submitted during May itself the planting programs of station was. But due to various administrative issues, they could not sanction because the season one. Again, they asked for they only go for the soil and moisture conservation was. For that also, we have submitted 15 crores. That's still under consideration by the NPMU for approval. Because administratively without approval, they have to release the funds, then only you could take. Now only about 1.5 months is there. I request them to expedite, if at all our department wants to do it under.
Okay, we'll talk to the expenditure, the incentive fund very quickly. WRD, sir. Anything to be said from your end? Okay. Any line department if I have missed and we have missed, which is RDPR. हो गया. Yes, madam. Sericulture, जी.
Sir, in PMKSY, government 1.68 crores till now 4.77 crores in RKVY 1 crore.
Incentive fund उठा लीजिए.
RKVY 1 crore this year. We have planned 2 crores we have to spend. We have already kept revenue.
All right, so thank you very much. We just quickly go the DLI 5, 1 or 2 sentences, because I think we discussed yesterday, Rafiq, quite enough. I don't think we need to discuss. DLI 5, I see you have good data, you have enough data, but you have not done the good sanity check of the data submitted at NPMU, because it is a midterm, and I will be making also a midterm review presentation with the Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, when you come on 19th. I had to look all of that. You unfortunately do not have baseline identified at this point of time. I did follow up and ask the region. Safiq did in parallel. I think very clearly that the data is not consistent. Simple message is the data which you have submitted 5 years is not consistent, and that has to be reviewed. Then only the baseline could be done. Right? So I don't think we need discussion and debate on that. This is something you should work on as priority, because DLI 5 also has a huge incentive fund. So please bear in that mind, and you have good number of talukas. Let's go to the incentive fund. Pratul, over to you.
Can we have the slides?
Total incentive fund that we have received till this January is around 77.3, around 78 crores, and till now 19.35 crores has been utilized. So here's the department-wise bifurcation. In fact, sir, in the initial first year, we concentrated on, at least to use this incentive fund to demand side activities. So we had released around 7 crores to horticulture department out of 12 what we received in the first installment. That is, out of 12 we had received 15. We had received allotted 7 crores to horticulture, 5 crores to agriculture, and only 3 point something to minor irrigation department. Only 3.15 to supply side activity.
Ma'am, just sorry to interrupt you. We can see, but you have a total allocation of around total release of 78 crores.
Yes,
So around 30 crores you still have in your kitty which has not been released to any department. Secondly, from this slide, what is most distressing is that both MI and SPMU, they have garnered a huge chunk of funds and their expenditure is, you can see on the slide. So what are the causes? What are the remedial measures? And how do you plan to spend 78 crores till March? Because in the previous slide, one of the aspect was plan strategy for utilization of funds already disbursed till March 2023. So can we have any information on that?
Sir, I'll go to the next slide. There you will.
Please.
Sir, actually, what we did to accelerate.
You're jumping the
I'm
gun.
very sorry to say, but you are jumping the gun.
No, sir,
I'm not interested in 780. Right now I'm interested only in 78 crores. What is your plan of utilizing this amount till 31st March?
Sir,
You have 30 crore rupees still under your kitty, which you have not allocated or released to any department.
And you're not saying anything
You're
in
not
the
saying anything.
in the slide also. You're silent.
Sir, what has happened is in CNA we cannot release, we can give.
You can set a limit also.
Yes, sir, sure.
That means you have not identified the line department for those 40 crores, 30 crores.
Yes, sir. Sir, instead of giving allocation or setting the limit for remaining amount, what we have done here is in our state, we have given advance permission to take up activities worth of 100 crores in agriculture because especially in supply side department, tendering is a major issue. So we wanted them to take up activities worth 500 crores. So that at least by March they'll complete 100 crores worth activity and we will be able to spend all the amount that is released to us.
Agriculture, can you do it?
Come on.
That,
Huh? By March you will be able to spend 100 crores from incentive fund?
We have asked for the component change, compounds and
Yeah.
farm machinery.
How many farm ponds are they evenly distributed across the states? 10 per GP.
no, their action plan is for 194, 200 crores, but
For 100 crores,
they are asking for 100 crores.
I really, it is very perplexing. I mean, in terms of one side we discussed so far get more incentive. What will you do with that? We are struggling. For how long this money is sitting is not to be said. We have no clarity. You're saying a plan of 100 crores. Tell us where are we now until March? What works are under progress which can become, instead of having 19.35 crores to 47 crore, 30 crores you have not allocated yet. They do not know what to do with that. So no planning has started, no work has started. That's how I understand. Imagine that. And you, even if you get more money, you have more money to come already next tranche.
So we have prepared a plan of 507 crores.
Sir, let's talk about this year. 507 crore is a good.
Out of this, we can spend 77 crores definitely.
Sir, that plan is no. I mean, I understand this is all good.
Yes, sir.
Out of this, what is being in the contract and where the work has started, if I may ask you? Because let's not try to cover it. By March, how much money can be spent, Sujata? You know better than, if anybody can tell number, you can tell that number.
We can spend 77 crores, all amounts.
Sujata, tell me. And how many times this review has happened? Many of you do not know. You tell me how many times incentive has been reviewed by the Joint Secretary. How many times? And how many times in person here? This is a sad affair, And then your Joint Secretary is from Karnataka, gather. He already cares, provides whatever. But if you are not moving, you are also not helping. You will not be able to, sir. Please do not say for the sake of it. No, ask Sujata. Sujata can tell 30 crores you have not allocated. 47 crore you are at 1935. You are not able to tell that who are your champion who will make 1935, be it agriculture or be it horticulture, and convert this to 40 crore. And then that is with them 10, 20, 15 crores ready, and this is just a matter of, tell us. That is what the number, money doesn't move otherwise. They already have their own targets to deliver until March. So why do you need more money? That's another question which you are asking. I'm not saying why do you need more money. You yourself is saying. Because why the meeting has happened? Next tranche cannot come to Karnataka because you are not spending. And you work in the government. Government cannot give you money when you are sitting on the money. The region of CNA and all has been done. For the central sector is all that. It will go back. March 31st, you are back to square zero. And then you think of, and then you reallocate everything. So you keep doing with the same money. New money will not be added on. So I do not see, there is also a point which we are making anyway on 19. Why don't you have a specific 2-3% cell whose job is only to make sure that this is money is spent? After all, the program is supposed to bring more incentive to the state. What for? To keep the money at the SPMU level. I'll stop. I have nothing more to add. But this serious issue. Anyway, you will get to hear. But my worry is we have been listening, hearing, and all of that. I don't know whether we have been hearing or listening. But unless we have people behind who knows where, what, this money will not move. And this is a fact, which does not make the case credentials. No, at least for the Karnataka, which you're supposed to be doing best. So we'll go with your last slide, your concluding remarks.
Based on certain parameters, and then we make a sort of, price or when to do them. Is that still there in the pipeline?
Yes, sir. It is in pipeline, sir.
It's in the pipeline. So at that time, I think you had a draft proposal, so that is in the pipeline. So, once again, thank you, ma'am. It might seem to be, we have been a little harsh, but please consider that, we are a team. And whatever we have, we depend totally on you. So if we don't receive any clarity from the state, from the districts, we are in a soup. Just to give you an example, the data flows from the district level to the state level, and whatever you report, based on that, I have to report it to the World Bank and to the DEA. And based on that thing, various projections are made. So if anything goes wrong at any of the steps, the neck of NPMU is on the line. Because ultimately they will not recognize the state, they will not recognize the districts. At the central level, it's only the NPMU. We have made certain projections based on the feedback which we have received, although it is a conservative estimate. But please, let us all make an endeavor to achieve those targets. Other than that, it's always a pleasure to be in Bangalore, and this time doubly, because this is the last day of the visit of the mission. And I can assure you it was we had a very hectic schedule. So thank you all.
Thank you, Pratul. Just before, I think we have done it. Anybody, if you have any questions from your end, because you have been so patiently listening, so feel free to ask anything you want to ask, or anything which you have seen, which you want to share. Maybe we can learn from you. So please feel free to share.
So from forest, since our works are season work, we depend mainly on the rains. So any package is 3 years to come. One is preparatory year, that is rising of nursery and advanced works. We call it, that is a particular practice department. Second year, during the rain, we plant it and maintain it. Then one more year we maintain. That is our protocol. But if they delay by approving the program, we cannot contribute here. That is the one request. Since it is season bomb, we submitted in April itself or in March itself for the next year. They have to approve immediately so that action plan will be checked. That is the one request of the
No, point taken. I think Sujata, you can look at that. This also what he is saying to be seen in terms of how they are progressing, because you also need a credentials. The purpose is not to criticize, but at the same time we need to look critically that who are the one who are doing maximum of convergence, to whom you want to entrust more money, right? So you also, because same person becomes not responsible for both of the things. So certainly, I mean, what he's saying you should consider and see if this is something they can do it. Now you have money which you just need to reallocate to any performing one. Any money given can also be changed. So please consider that. Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Anyone? Please feel free. Do share your. Do we have any DIPs here? Any DIP in this room?
Can you raise the
Anybody?
hand?
So speak up, no? We haven't heard any voice from you. So please speak up. We have a lot more expectation from you, and I'm sure it will come back to you. But please, anything from your side you want to share, please tell that.
In addition to that, just I reiterate my previous point. Pratulji has also said, he said, best Gram Panchayats, but I said, so for having worked for 2 years, do you have any committees, out of 1,199, how many of them are really not fully, at least to reach, they can take the program on their own. They start thinking of water security planning, revision, implementation, talking to the land department. Can you give the same thing he used, the best practice? Can you tell, do you have some 10 case studies where the Gram Panchayats or the committees are very active? Now they are thinking, they have understood the concept, now it will go on their own with little bit support. Can you tell out of 1,199, you have 5%, 2%?
Sir, I will translate it into Kannada.
Please, yeah. Sir.
ಸೊ DIPಸ್ಗಿದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಸರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು DIP ಆನ್ ಅನ್ ಆವರೇಜ್ 30 to 35 GPs ಜೊತೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿಯಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಅಥವಾ 1 or 2 ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು GP ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ 1,199 ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, 41 ತಾಲೂಕುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಒಂದು 10-20 ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೋದು, ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಸಿ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 10-20 ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ಗಳು ನಾವು ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. 2 ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ. ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ? 100% ಅವರಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು. UP ಜೊತೆಲ್ಲೋ, ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶ ಜೊತೆಲ್ಲೋ, ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನ ಜೊತೆಲ್ಲೋ ನಾವೇನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 10 ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ 20 ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಇದೆ. ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಯಾಕೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಪ್ಪ? ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ 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 ಇರ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ನೀನು ಒಬ್ಬನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನಿಂತ್ಕೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋಡಲಿ.
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ರೂರಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2 GP ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ತಿಪ್ಪೂರು ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟರಿ ಏನು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನರು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲೂ ಈ ತರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ರಾಜಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬೆನಿಫಿಷಿಯರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅವರು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಥದ್ದು, ಎರಡನೇದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರೇ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು.
ರಾಜಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್, ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ PGWMC ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂತ, ಮುನ್ರಾಜು ಆನಂದ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮುಂದೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸಪೋಸ್ ವಿಡ್ರಾ ಆದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಅವರೇ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕೆ ಇದಾರ?
ಎಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಯಾವ ತರ?
ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಅವ್ರೇನಂತ CSR ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ GPಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು.
ಅದು ಸರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾನಿಟರಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ?
ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು.
ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾನಿಟರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು?
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್
ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ?
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ರಾಜಘಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ವಾಟರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್
ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮುಂದೆ ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಪುಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಹಿಮ್. So go and see that village and maybe something like that. Thank you. Good.
Maybe we have visited that village.
Yes, sir.
Dodavallapur.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes in 21 May or September. Yeah. Mr. Holi.
And Gaur sir, here we visited.
When Mr. Holiachi was here, at that time, no.
When
We
Jay
had
sir
a-
was here, so the next day we visited that Brahman.
Sir, first time visit, sir. First time.
Oh, yeah. I might be confused.
ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ
ಯಾರು ತಾವು DIPನ ಅಥವಾ DPMU? DIP. ಹಾಂ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹಾಂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ಹೊಸದುರ್ಗ ತಾಲೂಕು. Okay, good. Okay. Right. At least March 31st, 2023. At least each DIPಗಳು at least ಒಂದು 2 ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ವನ್ರಿ? ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, NGOಗಳ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು DIPಗೆ 2 ಪಂಚಾಯತಿಗಳ ಮಾದರಿ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಸು 3 months. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನಿಂಗ್, ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ಯು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್? ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದು ಸತ್ಯ ಅವ್ರು ನನ್ನೆಯಿಂದ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ಗಳಿರುವಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, DIPs ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ DPMUs ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Just think about it, and maybe I don't want to, okay, so I will leave it this question to SPMU and the DPMUs and DIPs. Maybe I think you should think. Thank you.
Thank you, Kulappa. Thank you very much. Anybody from DIP who wants to talk? Because we haven't heard any voice from DIP. I mean, DPMUs.
Sir, this is
DP.
Primary Nodal Officer, Bangalore Rural District, and Senior Geologist, sir. I have a suggestion for the monitoring well, sir. Practically, we have a field issue when it comes to monitoring well, because the tank filling projects and the rains this year, we are not able to retain the same monitoring wells which we have identified by the agriculture persons. So if some perks or incentive is given to that person for using his monitoring wells from the NPMU or the project, maybe we can retain and we can do the analysis better, sir. Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to retain those wells as monitoring wells. This is my suggestion. We can do something for the farmers to retain this.
So in my view, I mean, I'll ask the project director and PMU to reflect, but I think this is an issue which is easily, without any problem, can be solved at SPMU. Because if you have such things, you can come out with a masonry proposal mechanism. I don't see any problem. Right?
It's like,
so I think
why do you need the approval of central approval for this type of a minor thing?
Because what you are saying is a practical proposal.
And secondly, what type of monitoring well is that? Is that a dug well or a bore well or a tube well or what kind of a
So
well?
when it comes to Bangalore rural, we have all bore wells only, so we don't have dug wells for monitoring.
So the incentivization is for pulling up his motor and then...
No sir, it's already abundant bore wells, but because of the rainfall and tank filling, there is again recharge in the well. So once we show him the static water level is 12 meters or 14 meters, he gets tempted to use this, rejuvenate those bore well and use it for his extraction. So if we can do something to keep him quiet and we use it for next 2 years for our monitoring wells, then data analysis will be great. Otherwise, it's practically not possible.
So what in your opinion should be the quantum of incentivization, monetary terms?
Left up to the NPMU. See, he would have had 2-3 bore wells in his 1 acre land. But this he has to give it to us, as a gift for the government.
No.
Okay. That can happen.
Anyway, I think Safiq can discuss and find out solution. I don't think you can still find out possible number of wells which can be monitored. Any last word from any one of you which you want to say? Anybody? If not, then we'll just conclude. And I really want to thank each one of you for being patient. Our purpose of being here, as we said, this is a midterm review of the program. So we need to take a careful look. We here sitting in this room are the custodian of Atal Bhujal Yojana. Remember, this Atal Bhujal Yojana is blessed only in the 7 states. The other states of the country does not have such mechanism yet. Each state of the Atal Bhujal has more than 100 people under the program. And if we as a people and a team do not own it, who else will own it? So look from where I was coming. I'm just saying each one has to contribute. And if not, we need to discuss openly. If we do not discuss and we let it go the way it is not going to help. We are here for a cause, for a program to succeed. And in order to make it happen, I think we should certainly put our contributions, and maybe some of you can really take it way beyond than what the program has been thought of. So that's the perceptions, and that's the kind of background where we have been trying to go and look into each one of these critically, because these are important, very critical review. When the team from here will be there, day after tomorrow in Mumbai, they will also review. They will have different sets of questions. But we, being on the ground, know what is possible, what is not possible. So if we are not real, it will not help. It is not the matter of being in the meeting and just managing the meeting and walking off. If we happen to do so, we will be into the kind of real issues going forward. So therefore, I request you to please appreciate. We do not have any kind of thoughts on back that we are here to criticize, but we do have to take a critical view of what we can improve, what we cannot improve, and ask each ourselves in terms of how can we do better. I hope this will be helpful. There is a lot of things which we have discussed, which will further get discussed. So we also need to make sure these discussions helps to the action in terms of how we do better on the ground. So I thank you very much, and I hope when we are here, we'll make a difference. Karnataka is doing good, but we really need to make Karnataka do better and move to the best. Thank you.
We really thank the World Bank team and the NPMU team for their since yesterday and visited all the sites and give us a lot of feedback on how the project should move further. So we thank Satya sir for his critical positive feedback, so which will always help us to halt and proceed in the right direction that is really required for the implementation of the project. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
We thank Kudappa sir, who is always, this time I thought he is very quiet. Maybe, I don't know whether the IEC and training activities have moved further, and I really expect his feedback for the further proceeding with the social development activities. Thank you for your support, sir.
I will be very happy to come back at my personal cost, even if he doesn't approve. Okay. If all of you take the responsibility, we will adopt one GP. All the staff who are working in. I will be very happy and I will come and spend 1 week with you. If all of you take one GP to make the role model, that is my request. Thank you very much. No, I discussed this with the SPMU staff 1 year back. Each one of you take one, then they become a speaking. Okay. So I will stop here. Thank you very much.
Just to update you, each block we have identified one GP, sir, which we want to convert that into model village. Maybe we can have a virtual meeting where you can guide all the team on how to work closely with the community, sir. Thank you, sir.
ನಾನು ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಒಂದು GP ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್. See, whatever way I can support, help, I can come back. Thank you.
We thank Pratul sir, who is always a support for and we thank Niti Nagi madam, who always be there to support us with DLI-1 and the incentive fund utilization. Wherever the problem comes, she is always there to support us. Thank you, madam. And we thank Madhuvati Rat, and who is working on DLI 3 and 4 and who is closely working with us. Thank you, madam, for your support. And we thank our project director, Sri Ramchandra sir, for all his support in taking forward the project in the right direction. Thank you. And always, Sujata madam is always there from the inception and taking the project forward. And she is the one face of the project. And of course we thank all the line departments who are here with us, because without the line department we can't proceed with our project. Because now we have understood how important is the participation of line department in taking the project forward. Thank you all the officials from line department. And we thank our DPMU, DIP experts who are here with us. And now we have understood why we take always the virtual meetings, everything. So what is the expectation from World Bank and NPMU taking the project forward? Thank you all. And
Line departments in each district.
we thank the nodal officers who are present here, and of course they are the people who are driving the DPMU forward. We thank all the nodal officers for their presence. Thank you everyone, and let us all work together to make the project success. Thank you.
What is the next thing? What time will be
मैं भी चल रहा हूँ, मेरे को चाहिए मसाला, बाकी जा रहे हैं.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಊಟ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು